for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. From the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
So, happy Juneteenth. I mean, it's tomorrow, but yesterday for those who are listening, and probably even a couple of days even further back for others that are listening. But it's tomorrow for us right now, but I'm celebrating it right now. So, happy Juneteenth. How you celebrating?
We got a beer called White.
This motherfucker, yo.
Hey, this one has potential.
Potential to colonize?
Well, I gotta work. I don't have off.
I do. Yo, Sarah. So Sarah is working, and she could technically count this as a holiday pay for her. And I think the family that she's working with right now is black, and they asked her about it, and she was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna. Just make it a regular day. Like, I don't feel." And I was like, "Nah, hey, no, go ahead, get that pay, get that money."
Can I identify?
So that's the thing, though. You can't do that. We can't identify by races, but you can always identify by a different gender. So in March, if you want to be a woman, get free drinks.
I did just see a story before we got here of a power lifter that transitioned to a woman.
Of
Now
course.
he identifies as a woman, and then of course broke every single record.
Of
By
course.
a lot. His first time. So another power lifter heard this, kind of didn't like that, but then was like, all right, I identify as a woman, and then proceeded to break all his records. By the way, when he identified as a woman, he made absolutely no effort to change his appearance. He just showed up in normal attire. It's like, I identify as a woman.
That's the thing now. That's
So
what they
he
do.
now has the record for everything. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be broken unless some more powerlifters identify as women.
Shit is getting out of hand, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and everybody who's in favor of it, this looks good. Everyone who's in favor of like all of it are motherfuckers who don't compete in sports. These motherfuckers, like, they've never competed in a sport in a day in their fucking lives.
I mean, what's going to end up happening if the world wants to transition to that? We're not going to have women's sports anymore.
So
It's just going to be the best of the best makes it, and there's no...
You know what's coming next, right? We're about to get somebody from the NBA jump to the WNBA. And I can't wait till that dude dunk on everybody with a wig on.
Yeah, there was that movie, wasn't there?
Juana Man. Oh, man. Oh, my God, dude.
But I mean, what's going to happen is, it's just going to become, we can't have a women's league because there's going to be too many men dominating the women's league.
Yeah, and it's weird that that's even a thing now, all of a sudden.
So far, all of them that have transitioned, they pretty much dominate that sport.
Because it was never a thing before.
That swimmer was ridiculous. They competed as a man, wasn't kind of middle of the road, went to women's and dominated. But
yeah,
it's a funny world we live in now.
And
I still don't think. I guess my thing, I don't fully understand of what's wrong with just being what you are, but being a different sexuality.
So it's been a minute since we've spoken because we did Friday before, then we skipped this Friday up to this Sunday. So I don't know if I told you the big booed redhead at work. Like, we're all sitting in the meeting room talking, and she's cool and all, and she goes, as we're talking, she was talking about her last job and how basically they're giving her some problems because she goes, because I identify as queer. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I just started things like, oh, you want to be one of those. Like she doesn't look bad. Like, you know, she doesn't look like someone that's out of shape or anything. But I could tell she hasn't played sports. She doesn't play sports. So you want to be one of those. So, well, you know, she should be able to, you know, play, you know, against other natural born women. I was like, well, no. No, I just don't think we don't have enough research on any of it yet. And the way that they're going about it is like basically, yeah, you're letting a dude who's saying I'm a woman compete in something. It's like you haven't even made an attempt to even do anything, and I don't know. It's just a bunch of fucking nonsense. But I know that conversation is going to come up one day at work with she and I, because we always sit in the same room, like in the morning when we're waiting to go start our shift, and we have just general conversations. And then one day it's going to come up. One day I might just say, "Hey man, you gotta do a podcast. You should listen to it."
I saw a comedian who was just saying, like, he's all for men being able to compete in women's sports, but he's like, but I just want to be able to bet on them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put everything on
As would I. Look, man. Fair is fair. Okay. So yeah, that's how we're kicking off this Juneteenth episode. Talk about men or women with penises. It's fucking wild. Actually, I did want to start off our Juneteenth episode with a question.
Uh-oh. Is it
No.
June 19th?
No. It's not too tough.
Juneteenth. I don't know why in my head I have trouble saying that. Juneteenth.
You shouldn't be allowed to say
it. Oh yeah, yeah. There was that stupid. We talked about her, the Woe Vicky, when she found out she had a percentage.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Like, and then it's the people that identify. There are people wanting to identify as a different race.
Yeah.
And I mean, who's to tell them no if we can't say? I mean, eventually, yeah, people are gonna. I think I sent you a meme of someone identified as a couch.
Yes. I think I have it saved.
Oh yeah, it was an IKEA. He's just like, I want to sleep here. Identify, and then the police officer doesn't know what to do because you don't want to offend them.
That's how it is.
But yeah, that's what's going to happen is people will start identifying as different, whatever they want. But yeah, so and then she felt the need though that she can now say the N-word because she has the percentage in her.
That's what Mike Perry did. Mike Perry was like, yeah, I'm 1% black. And just dropping the N-bomb left and right. It's like, dude, like, chill, son. Like, but Mike Perry is a different kind of character. I put up a post with him on Colompton a few weeks back. I don't even know what they're talking about, but I guess they say he was friends with somebody, and he was like, "Why you got to be gay about it?" It's just like the back and forth with he and the reporter is like, that is classic Mike Perry. Because Mike Perry, I think there was a fight he had. He got mad about his corner. He was like, they just sit here and collect money. They don't be doing shit. So he went to his fight. He won the fight, by the way. His girlfriend was his corner man. And all she did was come out, rub his back, put the ice on his back, give him some water. Didn't say shit. He won the fight. So I guess he made his point. But I think that was his last fight in the UFC. So shout out to Mike Perry and the other black folks. If you see Mike Perry, he's not black, not even close. There's no one that 1%'s not showing at all. But in honor of Juneteenth, I went to see The Blackening in the movie theaters today. I don't normally do theaters, but Maryland Phil wanted to see it, and Maryland Phil is white, and he felt like he couldn't go see that movie by himself. So he was like, "Will you go to this movie with me?" I was like, look, man, maybe. Like, I want to see the movie, but it was one of those things like, depending on what the schedule is for the day. It's Father's Day. So we went to see the movie, and one of the questions in the movie was about black characters in horror movies. Can you name any that didn't die and made it to the end? And that is my question for you. Can you give me at least 2 black characters in a horror movie that made it to the end? I know you don't watch a whole lot of horror movies, but do your best. And I only made you do 2. I made Sarah do 5. I got 22 right here in front of me.
Watch all the screams.
So
the
thing
I
is,
remember them dying. A few of those characters.
Omar Epps died like a motherfucker. He was the first one to go.
I don't remember the Wayne's brother dying.
Oh, you're thinking about Scary Movie.
Scary Movie, yeah.
Those
aren't horror.
Those are comedies.
Yeah.
Comedy horrors.
Let's
We're not
see.
counting them. Because they did die, but they didn't die.
Would you consider Nope a horror movie? Not really.
So it is a horror movie, and I said to Sarah as we're going down the list, Jordan Peele movies do not count.
Yeah, because those are the. I mean, I think he's making a point to.
Yeah, the leads are
including,
all going to be black.
Yeah, the lead's black.
So I was like, Jordan Peele films do not count in this
Well,
game.
dang. Well, there's my answers.
And at the top of the list was actually Dude from Get Out. And it was like, nope, he doesn't count. Let's see. I mean,
I like Nope a lot, by the way. That
I-
movie stands out to me.
I like Nope, but like it's kind of I like it a lot and then I don't like it, then I like it a lot, then I don't like it. I kind of go back and forth. Just like Barbarian. I went back and watched Barbarian again the other day, and I was like, I liked it the first time I watched because it was different. Then the second time I watched it, I disliked it. Then the third time I watched it, I liked it again. And I watched it again just this past week, and I was like, you know what? I love the opening to this movie. There's a lot of other issues that I have with the movie, but the opening to the movie was really good.
I did like it. That movie. Whew, that lady in the cellar.
I mean, that's
a
actually
hard visual. to
that
get
was
on my head.
my biggest problem with the movie because it's like, how's she that big? Like, how's that? That's no, that's not how that works.
Well, years of inbreeding, she just had some super strength.
Yeah,
too.
that doesn't no.
Ugh.
Yeah, titties just banging
Yeah.
around. All right, well, I'm gonna go down this list because you ain't give me no answer, punk ass. Can't even think of one.
I mean, I thought of something. I got canceled right away.
Yeah, all right. We're not counting Jordan Peele films. And the one of the ones that they really like keep putting on all the lists was like, I'm not counting that dude because he straight up said in the middle of the movie, I'm leaving, and he was never seen again. Like, we don't know that he survived, but the dude just said, I'm out. And that's the way it happens. He just left. And that was a smart thing to do. So he wasn't wrong. But as the list goes, Brandy from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, she made it to the end. She was one to make it. Mekhi Phifer didn't make it to the end. He said he was hungry and horny, and then he got killed right at that moment. So never say that. A lot of people probably won't remember the movie The People Under the Stairs, but the main character was a little dude named Fool. He was black. He survived to the end. They ain't gonna kill a kid. Come on, man. And then the dude from Scream 2, Dwayne Martin. He was a cameraman for Gail Weathers, and he was like, hold on, what? Like, y'all ain't tell me motherfuckers was dying? Man, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. And he did just that. But the other three black characters did not make it to the end. So Omar Epps died in the opening scene, and Jada Pinkett died in the opening scene. So, and then the other cute chick, I can't remember her name. I don't think I ever knew her name, but she died. She was like a sorority sister or some shit. Jada Pinkett, Demon Knight, she made it to the end. Usher made it to the end of The Faculty, which I forgot about that. Then they listed some broad. I don't even know who this chick is. It was like Sons of the Lamb. She made it to the end. I was like, just shut the fuck up. Like, get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. Not counting that one. LL Cool J gets on there twice, though. He survived Deep Blue Sea and Halloween H2O. He made it to the end both times. He got shot in one of them. But so I'm not going to count Lawrence Fishburne in Nightmare on Elm Street 3 because he wasn't in the dreams. He was just a therapist. But Kincaid, who was in the dreams, he was a teenager. He was getting fucking haunted in the dreams. He made it to the end. They didn't even put this dude on the list. I don't even know Kincaid's name. I just know his name's Kincaid. And I watched the movie last night, and he was in there. I was like, oh, my God. That's Kincaid from Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors. But this shit came out in the 70s, whatever the movie I saw him in. So that just goes to show you black don't crack. Morgan Freeman, 7. And yes, 7 is a horror movie. And yes, he made it to the end. I'm not counting her. Taye Diggs in House on Haunted Hill, he made it to the very end. Give him credit there. The black chick from The Craft, I guess we count it. I'm not counting Halle Berry. I don't like her, so we're not counting her. Buster, he made it to the end of Halloween Resurrection. It's unfortunate, but we guess.
Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, he did some kung fu on Michael Myers. That's how you know the movie was bad. Busta out there doing kung fu and making the Bruce Lee noises and everything.
Doing the rah rah like a dungeon dragon.
He should have.
They should put that in for a second.
And my favorite one of them all, Rod Digger. She made it to the very end of 13 Ghost. There are many.
Wasn't she affiliated with Busta?
Yes.
Oh, dang,
So
they were
there-
just
there you
getting
go.
in movies.
Around the
What
same
was their
time.
crew?
Around the time. Flip
Flip
mode.
mode.
Flip
And
mode.
then who's the dude, the sidekick guy?
Yeah, I
in
don't.
every video.
I don't know his name. I should know his
Dang,
name.
what is his name?
But he always just like
He's in every video.
Yeah.
I
He was
guess he's
basically
the
their
hype
Flavor
man.
Flav,
Yeah.
like flavor list. Like I don't know.
That's a unique job of the hype man.
Yeah.
Because there's varying hype man for sure. Like there's some hype men that can hold their own. They're the number 2 MC, but they contribute a lot. Like Fife Dog, Sen Dog, Cypress Hill has a lot of
See,
parts.
and that's the thing. Those are examples of where I'm like, I don't even count. Like you feel like
They're
you're
like
so
just a
much
secondary
more.
MC. They're not a hype man.
Yeah.
But then and Flavor Flav, even I mean he had a few songs that he makes the song. I mean 911
Yeah.
was his song.
I mean,
But then there are hype men like whoever what is his name? Busta Rhymes' dude. He was purely a hype man. Like he's just in the videos and
Papoose?
yelling stuff out.
no. I think they look alike. I think.
Busta Rhymes.
Well, because like I mean, and that's the thing too. It's like when you have a person like Flavor Flav, especially, you're gonna stand out. I mean, as the hype man, you gotta have that energy. You gotta stand out.
Yeah, Spliff starred.
Ah,
it was
there
gonna
it
like
is.
as soon as I say it, I was like, oh yeah. I don't know that he ever had an actual part besides
But-
yelling.
But it was
stuff.
always all up in the videos.
Yeah, there's definitely some hype men that I think they're just part of the crew. I don't know what they do.
That's okay. That's okay. Is they getting paid? Maybe. Hopefully.
Probably not as much.
Hopefully, but they're getting paid. Doesn't matter if it's not as much, but they're getting paid, and that's what counts. If they're getting paid, we don't know. He might not be getting paid. He might just be showing up for the video. He probably wasn't even invited.
Who's the Kid Rock had the
the
little
midget.
person?
No, I can't remember
See, I
that
remember
little dude's name.
Yeah, Joe C. I remember it because
Okay.
he yells it out in like 20 different songs.
Yeah. Well,
That was interesting, hype man.
shout out to the little guy. Didn't he die?
Yeah, I think he died a long time ago, like pretty young.
Oh well.
But he looked like he was like 80,
Yeah, well.
and he looked like a kid at the same time.
You know what's funny about Andy Milonakis came up recently because I was watching Waiting 2. Still waiting. Let me tell you, not a good movie. I read the reviews. I think the reviews were a lot more brutal than they should have been, but then when I rewatched the movie, because I had to do it twice, I agree with the reviews the second time I watched it. But then I decided to look up Andy Milonakis because it was like, he looked like a kid. And
He still kind of does. He still
like
has
his
that look.
face does, but he's like, I was under the impression that he was like 5'2" or some shit. He was like 5'7" or some shit like that. I was like, oh,
Yeah, he does.
he just got a fucking baby face.
He
Get
has
the
some
fuck outta
kind of
here.
disease that makes him look young.
It was like AIDS.
It's not that.
It was
but-
nasty.
I mean, his voice too. Like it's like
Yeah,
he
true.
never completed puberty.
He got to the doorstep of puberty and they locked it.
That would be crazy if he just doesn't age and he just stays like that. Because he doesn't look far different. I mean, he wears he wears some thick ass glasses. Like when you're Hollywood, you gotta do something.
I guess,
just,
or maybe he's
You know,
blind.
throw your money somewhere. No, it's like some crazy ass Run
Oh,
DMC type frames. It's unnecessary.
So when I went to get glasses, the one thing they told me, because I hadn't worn glasses, well, not these, but I had glasses before this, but I hadn't worn glasses in years, and they're like trying to kind of give me the heads up because this is where like the heavy frames are like going into style. And they're like, we just want to warn you now, if you haven't worn glasses in years, just be careful getting the bigger frames because you're probably not going to be used to it. They're going to be really heavy and kind of give you a headache. So, and I looked at it, I was like, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm not getting those. Like, I'm not into trends. I just want to fucking wear my glasses, dude. I don't need to look cool. I just want to be able to see. That's all I need. All I need. I'm not asking for much, bitch. Just, I need vision. And here we are. But I think my head too big now for these frames. Like, should be hurting the side of my head. Fuck y'all. Getting a little fat. Fuck y'all. Let's rate this beer.
All right, first beer for Juneteenth. Nah,
Fucked up beer.
it's
yo.
called White. I
Ugh.
thought it was Allagash
Let's
White,
call it
but that's the company. So
colonizer.
it's called White, and it's by Allagash Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine.
Hmm.
And it's a Belgian wheat beer, so it's kind of supposed to be, I think, similar to Blue Moon.
It's delicious. Didn't have orange, but it was delicious.
Yeah, so it's supposed to have that coriander and carousel flavor.
I was trying to say kerosene.
Orange peel, slightly cloudy in appearance. It's a 5.2. I think Blue Moon's 5.5. I think Blue Moon has a little, definitely more orange taste, which is what this is supposed to have.
Blue Moon has a little bit more filling to it. Just felt a little.
Oh yeah, this is a lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. 5.2.
5.2. Mm.
It's tasty.
Yeah, it is delicious. Do we put this in the party beer category, or do we just make it a beer? 'Cause I don't think it's a party
just
beer.
Nah.
Because it's not like it's like mass produced and like you get these joints everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a fancier Blue Moon, although I think Blue Moon does it better. But Blue Moon is heavier.
Yep.
It's slightly more alcohol.
So I'd be able to drink like Blue Moon. I could probably do two of those. I could probably do 4 of these. So there is that. But I'm not here for 4 beers. I'm here for 2, and then a shit show. So I'm gonna give
take
this.
shots in between with this one. for
Yeah.
funsies.
Yeah, I got the shot glasses. I want to take a shot. I don't know why. I just felt like
We might need them today. I think our beers today are probably the lowest combined.
Yeah, normally you start off
three
pretty
stores.
strong, and you start off with a 5.2. I don't feel really good about the next.
That
two,
is
man.
the strong one.
Woo! Yeah, go ahead and get.
This is the first episode.
Go ahead,
I think
get
our
behind that
combined-
TV and get some of that liquor for
Our
us.
combined percent is going to average about to just about 5.
Jesus.
That
Man.
means the next episode's going to get down.
I'm off work tomorrow. I was trying to get fucking blitzkrieg, and now I gotta take an edible. Fuck. Like, I gotta go bowling in the morning. Like, fuck you, Steve. But thanks for the beer. I'm gonna give this. Here's a 6.9.
That's what I gave it. So that means
Lock
it's
it in.
Locked in. Boom.
There you go, hoes.
So not quite recommended. Maybe up your alcohol percentage. Or,
Yeah.
throwing a little more orange peel taste.
Yeah, it feels like if it were a 5.5.
Maybe it needs that orange in it.
Yeah,
'Cause-
maybe. And we had the cold mugs for it too, so it's not like you had every advantage for yourself today, man. Maybe change the name.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe not drink white beer on Juneteenth. I don't know. Just feel like it's kind of fucked up, son. But whatever.
Portland, Maine.
Is that-
Portland.
there's some things I've heard about that place too, so I don't really want to go into it, but
I remember the first time I heard of Portland, Maine, I was confused. Like, that's where the Trailblazers are? Like, I was like, no, wait a minute. There's in Portland, Oregon.
I heard some things about them too.
There's some I just read a rumor before I walked in that they might be looking to trade Porzingis to the Trailblazers. I'm not going to like that because that's the only player on the Wizards I like right now.
Well, you better like somebody else soon, bitch.
Well, I don't want to. Well, hopefully Beal's gone. I think, and Beal's rumored to get to the Suns, which the Suns are going to have like a super team.
And still not win.
I don't think Beal's going to be very happy playing on that team though, because he's just a scorer. He doesn't do anything else
Yeah.
well.
That's
And
okay.
they got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker who are better scorers.
They're scorers too. They just do it right. So there's not much going on sports wise because
Yeah,
Even hockey's
Hopkins
done.
still didn't sign nothing.
So,
I don't think he will.
the only sports news I got, because I've really not been doing much, is apparently the Oakland A's are leaving. So Oakland is the only city to lose all 4 of its major sports teams.
Damn, Oakland, yo, you fucked up.
They lost the Raiders. They lost the A's. Apparently they had a hockey team called the Golden Seals. Sounds pretty gay to me.
Golden Seal.
The Warriors. So where exactly is Golden State? What are they? San Francisco?
I believe so, but yeah, that
I was
confuses me
assuming.
too. Of like, how can every team has kind of like a city and y'all are just called Golden State?
Well, like there's
Like, are you just state of California?
well, there are a lot of those teams. Well, not a lot. There are a few of those teams that annoy me with that shit, like New England.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
weird. A few
Like they
Got
can
away
get away
with
with
that.
it. Golden State can get away with it. Carolina. It's like, there's two of y'all, right? Y'all just decided
They
this.
put that blue so you know it's North Carolina.
Yeah, but what if one day they decide, you know what? We ain't popping like we used to, and it's cheaper in South Carolina. Let's go down the street. Then all of a sudden they change it to red. That's fucked. But
Well, let's
whatever.
whoever's buying Washington, let's just change it to the Maryland something.
Yeah, let's. I mean, they already playing.
And we could use that
Let's do it.
flag. Come on,
Ooh.
rebrand that shit. No one cares about University of Maryland
Look,
anymore.
I'm gonna be
so
honest. I don't care about the Terps, but
Yeah.
I love watching them play.
We're not gonna be the Terps either. We'll just Maryland something and use those colors.
Man, I got a lot of Michigan representation coming out here this fall. I got Michigan coming out here to play at College Park, Detroit coming out here to play at M&T. I mean, my family was just down here yesterday. My sister was in town, so we all got together and we were talking about. Bruce and I were talking about because we were all sitting there. He was like, "Yeah, I was trying to get tickets," and Tracy was like, "Yeah, me too." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." He was like, "Y'all want to go? Let's go. Let's go." And then they're like, "Yeah, let's like wait till like let's see how the season start off. Let's see if Detroit starts off like 0-7."
Man, it's almost like a stock right now if you want to buy football tickets because it's like, do you take the chance they come down or both teams do really well? It might skyrocket up. It's like Washington right now. I think there's probably some more added hype. The fact that Daniel Snyder is finally selling the team, so I bet the first few games probably are going to be raised up pretty high because Washington typically has some excitement at the beginning of the year before we found out how our team really is. But then if you wait, they start off well. That shit's going to skyrocket.
Well, that's the thing.
They go
too.
down, you could probably get a $5 ticket.
I got the Atlanta tickets pretty early on. Like I want to say like week 1, week 2, and I mean they weren't bad. Like the Ravens tickets for the Lions game, similar like section, ridiculous. But it's also the Ravens, it's M&T, So definitely a difference in what you're looking at. But look, man, I just want to go see the Lions play in person. And last time I went to see him play in person, it was a little emotional. It was a rain game. Ray Rice was in his rookie year, ran over the Lions. I think it was like 48-0 was the final score. 48-6. It was something embarrassing. But I know the Ravens had 48. And I know it was raining hard. And the rains hit me in the face. And I was like, yeah, that's rain. Those ain't tears. It's definitely rain. And my phone like got drenched in the rain, so it stopped working. It was a fucking bad day, dude. Like, it's nothing worse than like going to M&T Stadium, watching your team lose, and then having to hear these fucking drunk dickheads screaming about it like they just won a goddamn Super Bowl. It's the fucking Lions, yo, chill, son. Like, it's not impressive. It's like, fuck y'all. And then when I think the Ravens went up there and played Detroit, I remember I worked with this dude at Sleepy's when I was working at the mattress warehouse, and like he's one of the most annoying type of fans because he's a LeBron fan. He's not a Cleveland fan. He's not a Miami fan or a Lakers fan. He's a LeBron fan. So it's like everywhere LeBron went, he's like, and he called him Bronny. He was like, yo, chill, son. You're a grown ass man. Like that by that time they weren't calling his son that yet. He ain't have a hype behind his name as a kid player. But he's like, yo, chill. Like you're a grown man. You too old to be following like player. Yo, chill, really. And then I think after the Ravens barely beat the Lions, mind you. I think it was a Monday or a Sunday night game too. He came into work like talking big shit. Like, dude, y'all barely won. Yo, chill. Like, relax, really. He was like, oh, we shut Megatron down. Yeah, and you still barely won, bitch. Shut up. And then the next time they played, what was it? The fucking time ran out and he still got allowed to kick a field goal. Dicks. So.
Oh, yeah. That's
probably why I really hate the Ravens.
I don't know if you saw, what's his name? DeAndre Swift's dad went viral this weekend because of what dude just looks like he's like running back height, probably like Maurice Jones-Drews type build, like 5'6", but looks like he weighs like three. Like he looks huge. Looks like,
his dad?
yeah. His shoulders are like this. And they're showing him like powerlifting.
Get him a contract.
Damn. Yeah, he looked like a bowling ball.
Hey, fullbacks ain't a thing anymore, but bring him back, put him out there.
Where'd Swift go? He went
Philly.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like Philly stacking the deck.
He stays healthy. That would be a good pick.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
But he never has stayed
Yeah,
healthy. So
hey, the closest he's been to healthy was like what, 9 games, 11 games. Come on, son. 17-game season, chill.
yeah, and even when he came back, they were hesitant to use him that much.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams was getting all the carries.
And I'm mad that they let him go. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like Detroit has all this hype behind him, and then like their offseason moves are just like.
Yeah, I mean, I think with him, he's probably getting paid more than he should of where he is. But he's a good locker room guy. But he
And I think that's very important, though.
probably is a backup, and he's getting borderline starter money.
That's the thing, though. I think those locker room guys are very important, and it's not like he was a locker room guy and he wasn't playing; he was contributing.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have balance. Unfortunately, or money. It's like,
Yeah.
I think someone we're talking. Crystal Volleyball is just talking about how Nick Bosa's contract's about to come up, and he's probably gonna get $30 million a year, and it's like. That's why running backs don't get paid. But then I was like, oh yeah, San Francisco's got CMC, the highest paid running back. So
Yeah.
they're gonna run out of money at some point of what they can keep. And like Washington, we put 2 top 5 defensive tackles money. I don't know if that's a good strategy, but so now we have the 2 ends, Sweat and Chase Young. You're not gonna be able to sign them all.
Contract here
Or else all we're gonna have is a defensive line and nothing else.
Is this year a contract here for him?
No, but this was the year they could Sweat. This will be his final year. Might be both. I know if Chase, it was like they could have extended him, and they didn't. They didn't do the option, the 5th-year option.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was like.
So he will be a free agent after this year. And I guess Sweat. This will be. They must have done the option on him because he was a year before. And
I feel like
would,
you said they did option him, and because I feel like you said they did pay him, and then you're concerned because you got Chase Young coming up next, and then the D tackles too, and you're like, this isn't a smart strategy because you just pay a D tackle, a D lineman, you still have Chase Young coming up.
They didn't give Sweat the full contract, so both defensive tackles are in the top 5 defensive tackles, and defensive tackle isn't. Not that it's not an important position, but it's probably one of the least impact positions in a way.
Well, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Like you can.
There's space eaters. I mean, you could have an average one, but if they eat up space, that's kind of their real job. I mean, Payne got, I think, 9.5 sacks or something, which for a defensive tackle is pretty ridiculous. But I don't know. I just wouldn't invest my money there.
And I wonder if they're thinking like that old Tampa Bay team where they had Booger McFarland and Warren Sapp in the middle, but they also had Derek Brooks. They also had John Lynch.
Yeah, that's one thing. We don't have linebackers at all. We don't have any linebackers.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, I mean, it's like, at the very least, it's like they didn't really, their ends weren't terrible, but they didn't really dedicate the money to the edge rushers.
Yeah, so we kept one D tackle. All right. And both were suspect already, and we drafted them in the 1st round. Because, again, not that they're bad. It's just not an impactful position as many others. I mean, I'd rather have an elite defensive end and just get some big guy that just takes up blocks as my D tackle.
Yeah.
The only D tackle I can think of right now that's like dominant is like Vita Vea. That dude's a beast. But even him, how much do you want to pay for a defensive tackle?
I mean,
I'd rather get a linebacker that gets 130 tackles.
so what was that?
A turnover safety is huge.
Well, I mean, like you said earlier, balance. I mean, if you balance that down the line, you get that D tackle, you secure that. You only need one. You get your edge rusher. It'd be nice to have 2.
Yeah, and
We've
that's
got one
more
to disrupt
important.
things.
And we have 2 edge rushers, but we're definitely not going to be able to keep both unless we're just going to not sign anyone else ever again.
It'd be nice to have, two decent linebackers, but again, you only really need the one, and then a safety and a corner. I mean, and again, you like, if you have like, you don't even have to have like the top at each of those spots, but at least, top 15 in there,
Yeah, you get one average safety that makes just a sure tackler.
Yeah.
He's not elite in anything. But then the other safety,
The other
maybe
one is,
he's a little gambler.
for coverage.
Slightly. That can, because a turnover is huge.
Mm-hmm.
He might get beat, but those turnovers are huge.
Well, you also think about it too. If you get a good enough safety, yeah, you get the one that's a short tackler, but you got your other safety, like you said, for turnovers. But I think the thing too is like just to make sure, just to really kind of block that coverage down down that back end. So just a disruptive guy, something, and your corners just do what corners do. I mean, honestly, if you got two decent safeties, your corners can be, whatever. You just got to be able to make sure that you're not getting toasted every time. I don't know, man. Fuck your team, son. Like I'm mad. I'm mad about your team right now and their salary cap issues.
There's rumors we're looking at Kareem Hunt. I was like, what? We just gonna continue to draft running backs every year because we keep drafting running backs. Like Gibson was pretty good. Then we got Brian Robinson. He got shot, came back. He was pretty good.
He got shot.
We
but
drafted another running back. So, and then Kareem Hunt. Let's just have 6 running backs on the roster.
That's okay. I think it's reasonable.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of older running backs like Kareem Hunt.
No one is,
because I think he lost. I mean, Cleveland didn't want. I mean, he didn't play good the last time he played. Like with Cleveland, I think his average was like down to 3.6. He still was effective in the pass game, but I was like, let's, because you can keep the contracts lower with the younger guys.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that's one of the positions you can save significant money because there's not a huge drop off.
I think that's the thing. As much as I'm like with Detroit making their moves, it's like, yeah, you go and draft a rookie. If he pans out, you're not paying him a whole lot. I mean, we're looking at Saquon Barkley right now. Has he signed or gotten a contract?
No, he hasn't
yet?
signed. But
So
I mean, he wants a lot of money, and I just don't think there's too many teams that want to commit that much money to a running back because you might be, and it sucks because the amount of punishment and work they do, they should be getting more money, but there's just not a big enough drop off when you bring in some other guy that's, because almost all the running backs are pretty fast, pretty strong. There's just not as big of a separation like elite receivers to an average
universal.
receiver. Yeah, and it's almost like a good, just barely good running back can succeed in the right offensive scheme. It's like, look at Alfred Morris when he played in Washington. He wasn't anything special in terms of speed, power. It was just that system was freaking worked for him.
Peyton Hillis.
Freaking look at when what's his name from the Steel? Bell was a beast.
Yeah,
he was a beast because he was patient. He didn't outrun anybody.
I mean,
he ran kind of slow and just let the blocks develop.
Oh, and that's the thing too. I mean, it's like, Pittsburgh's always had a decent enough line that's going to set up your running back. I mean, they've not ever really been, you might have your one season where it's like kind of musical chairs, but they tend to be pretty solid at running back. You can almost always count on the Pittsburgh running back. So, and it's not because of the running back. I mean,
you could see they
set it up.
I mean, a good running back now lasts about like 3 years, then you move on to the next.
Yeah, they last a rookie contract.
One is Zeke got his contract, but now he's like wants to, I think, still start.
Is he homeless?
Like he don't have a job.
Oh, no, I mean like outright homeless.
I don't think so.
I hope.
I'm sure he's wearing his cutoff shirt somewhere.
Yeah, fuck Ohio State.
But I mean, why would anyone want Zeke unless it's like the veteran minimum? And I wouldn't want him. I was like, he's been declined 5 years in a row.
Well, I think also, too, that goes into the talk about locker room guys. If Zeke was a locker room guy, it's like it's not bad to have that guy around if you need that kind of guy, that leader. I don't know that he's that guy.
No, probably not.
And honestly, so let's go back to Saquon.
He might, I bet, if anyone, he signs back with the Cowboys.
So let's look at Saquon Barkley because he's commanding big money. He's a free agent. I guess he's the top running back available. What's a team that could realistically utilize him and has when you look at their offense, or yeah, let's just look at offense. Look at their offense. It's like, okay, it's not like they're jumbled up. It's like not a lot of money's dedicated anywhere. You know, where could he conceivably work out at? Because the
New
Giants
England.
just, what's that?
New England,
Yeah, yeah.
Miami.
Uh-huh.
I think Miami's rumored to chase Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I've heard
Dalvin
that.
Cook's available too. He got cut though,
Yeah, I mean,
but he's in his prime. But
well,
he did just
he's
miss some
also
time.
he's injury prone because I mean, just off fantasy, I've had him on my fantasy team many a time and never got a full
And
season
so
out of the dude.
Saquon, I mean, he missed significant time.
I mean, I think he played full
No,
season
he had a
last year.
good, and he surprised people with playing well last year.
Yeah. So I think last year he played well, and the year before that he was coming off of the injury.
I still think if I'm a team though, I'm like, I don't want to commit $10 million a year on my running back. I'll just take this average guy, load up somewhere else.
I mean, realistically, yeah, the only team that like that makes sense financially would be New England, possibly.
The Ravens.
No, they just got.
I don't think they have any money though.
Yeah, they just gave Lamar a bunch of money, so nah, they ain't gonna work.
'Cause
So
I know J.K. Dobbins hasn't signed yet.
I'm also thinking too money wise too, like because again they just gave Lamar a bunch of money. They just I don't know what Beckham's contract is, but you know they're loading up names. I don't
They're
know if it's
loading up on
money.
ACL injuries, so
Yeah.
they should get.
Yeah,
Barkley.
they should get him. Just so we can see it all burn down. It makes
Yeah,
me
that shit
happy,
would be
dude.
hilarious. You had Lamar, Saquon, Odell.
And they all just go down with the same injury, same game. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, I would jerk off all over the place. It would be amazing. Yeah, it would just be like, oh, skeet, skeet. Fuck the Ravens too. So yeah, I'm angry at them. Are you done with your beer?
Yeah, this
Let's-
beer was like
let's make this
very
one.
crushable.
Yeah, it was delicious.
So this was a sour. Day Crush Session Sour IPA
Woo!
by Evolution Craft Brewing Company out of Salisbury. It's a sour
Salisbury.
made with 50% wheat, which makes it smooth.
Mm.
It's refreshing and tart.
I got a gluten allergy, son. You gotta warn me.
I love when people are like talking about what is it, Gen X. That one lady's just like, we didn't have allergies to gluten, and
You probably did, you goofy twat. You just didn't know what it was, whore. Yeah,
it tastes like a typical sour.
that's good. I liked it.
It's very crushable.
The important point.
4.7.
Mm.
So yeah, it's like a light beer. Still slight.
I'd buy this though, cause I like sours, dude. I think I'd buy
Yeah,
this.
it's like kind of like I mean, would you want this or like say a 6-pack of Miller Lite?
This.
And this, I think Miller Lite's what 4.5 or 4.2, one of those.
I mean 4 or 5. Yeah, because I think Coors Light is 4.2.
I think Coors might be 3.9.
What? Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh my god,
Let's see.
I gotta go blow Colorado up. Is that where they're from? The Rockies. That's
Oh no, it's 4.2.
see. You're welcome.
What's 3.9? One of those beers is 3.9.
Wasn't Guinness like something like that?
Oh yeah, Guinness was like shockingly low. Like, and everyone always assumes it's high because it's so heavy.
You know, I mean, we always thought it was high. You know, like, oh my god, this is gonna get us all fucked up, and it wasn't. We just had stomach aches. Talking about more car bombs, my stomach hurts. I got a shit. So I don't know, but I remember like Guinness was like embarrassingly low.
I think it's changed throughout the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's 4.2,
Hmm.
which is still pretty low. What is Miller Lite?
I thought that was 4 or 5.
So we said Coors was 4.2.
Yeah. And then Guinness was 4.2 as well. Miller Lite, I believe 4 or 5.
Miller Lite is 4.2.
4.22.
Dang, so all these light beers are 4.2.
Y'all are
One of these
trash.
is 3.9.
Yeah, y'all are trash. What was this? 4.7.
Yeah. So dang.
All right. Well, just for that, I'm giving it a 7. Fuck those other beers, bitches. Like, I'm so angry about that because everybody's always like, I drink real beer. Shut up, ho.
I mean, you're drinking mass-produced,
Water.
heavily watered-down beer. And there's a place for that. But then, like,
Yeah.
Corona's 4.6. So
Totally.
it's like, dang.
Really? Oh, Corona. I'm thinking Corona Light. Like Corona. Like, damn.
Oh, yeah, the light is light because I think so there's Corona Premier and Corona Light now. Yeah. And Premier is like the Ultra, I guess. Which is funny because it's barely any calories different than a light beer. I don't know what Ultra sounds like. It's more light.
Weird.
But Corona Ultra, for sure, I had some for volleyball, is water.
I know.
Like, I was very disappointed. I was like, I wish I didn't bring this because I'm just drinking calories for nothing. Because this is water. I'm drinking a 90-calorie water.
Well, that's very, very disappointing, my friend.
So Corona Light is 4%. And I think the
Wow.
Premier is 4%.
That makes
too.
sense. Oh, wow. That's even grosser. Double grossies.
But regular Corona is higher than our American light beers. All right, you went 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to go... I like this,
so-
but I don't like the alcohol.
I'm doing 7 out of spite.
But it does...
This is a 6 for, like, a 6 something for me normally, but out of spite, this is a 7 today. Next week, it would be a 6.8. So,
I gave it a 6.9 because I think the total
69.
scores. I think it's a little notch above the first beer.
yeah. I agree
But yeah, I
with
might
that.
need a shot in between this. 'Cause these beers
Yes,
are,
we do. We do, actually. Need a shot in between this. And I'm only saying that because I ain't got to work tomorrow. It's Juneteenth. So,
I unfortunately do. But,
that's fucking great.
These, I think I'm getting more sober the more we drink. And I came in
So,
with drinking nothing.
I
So I
woke
don't know
up-
how you get more sober from not.
I woke up at 5 this morning for no reason. So I'm kind of functioning off of like tiredness. And I don't know.
Yeah, I got up at 8:30, but I went to bed super late. 'Cause I was playing one of these stupid word games that was like super addictive.
Yeah. So, yeah, we played. So when we met up with the family up in Lake Elkhorn yesterday, took the kids out, let them play. So of course we're sitting there talking shit. We sat at the picnic table, and Sarah actually says like, "Oh shit, who got cards?" And Trace was like, he says to Cindy, "Baby, there's cards in the car." She's like, "I don't think they are." I was like, "Why aren't they?" And then I said to myself, "Never mind, because I don't have the cards in my car. I usually have cards in the glove box. I don't know why. Oh well, different car." So gets cards out, so we play spades. We had 3 teams there, so basically kind of a rotating thing. You lose 2, you up. So for some reason we couldn't beat Tracy. But Tracy couldn't beat Taja and her husband. And Taja and her husband could beat me and Sarah.
Oh, y'all had the rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it just kept going that way. Every time we got up there, like, because, I don't know, every time I dealt, like, it was just horrendous hands, I think one hand I had, like, Queen of Spades was, like, my high card. And I looked at Sarah with, like, just disappointment. Like, I looked at Sarah, like, the day I found a gray pube. It was just like that. It was that moment where I was like, it might be the end. It wasn't. But I thought it was. And then when we played Taja, like, I'm looking at my hands like, God damn. It's like there's no other cards in the deck but spades in my hand. It's like, shit, all right. It's fucking cutting right off the bat. It's fun time, though. Fun time. Start getting those spades, like, juices flowing. Like, I'm feeling it again.
Yeah, well, we got maybe like a plan ahead. We could probably get some people. I'm gonna ask around first of who can play actual spades.
Yeah.
I do know Chris was talking about it, and I believe his wife can play. Like, they know how to play. They played for a long time. We know Neps can play, but can we get them out?
I think we
I think
can.
Juan knew how to play. Did he?
Yeah, he's played
I think
with us before.
But he needs a partner.
Naps.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Y'all are a team.
I mean, there you go.
We at least got 3 teams.
I mean, we could do it that way too. That's what we did. We had 3 teams. You know, you win 2, you stay on. That's simple. No bidding at all. You just play the hand out. You ain't even got to bid. I was like, all right, I like this because sometimes it's embarrassing when you only got 1 spade in your hand. You don't really want to say to your partner that I can't get no books because I didn't have no aces or kings, and I was just like, God damn, dude. I think I got lucky.
Y'all still well, I remember the way we would play with you is no nils.
Yeah, well, so yeah, I fucking hate nil. Well, also playing that way though, like since we weren't keeping score, it was basically if you win the hand, that's 1, and then you play again, win the next one, you stay on, the next team comes on.
I was looking to see if, so volleyball. Have not had a bad day in volleyball till this week. I've only lost 1 series until I don't think we won a game. I mean, there's a reason to why.
She definitely looks like she
But-
does heroin.
My teammate bet on 1 game, and keep in mind we haven't been winning, so he put a spread on it. It was like you have to beat us by more than 3, and they didn't. So he got paid off and won. So it's funny he won, 0 games for the day, but won the most money because he bet that spread.
Good for him.
It's kind of funny. It's like, damn, we were playing that bad. We had to take a spread for a loss, but we won.
Hey man, whatever gets you there, man. That's what counts. So give me real quick. So let me look at our board here.
We just got our questions in.
Word. All right. So happy birthday, Grimace. Guess McDonald's is doing some promo.
That was rude because Bear's birthday was this week, and
Damn.
I thought you were calling her Grimace for a second.
Nah,
She don't wear
today's
purple.
Winter's birthday. I texted her we're gonna do a brunch in a couple weeks. I was like, yo, homie, what's up? Happy birthday. She was like, thanks. I was like, brunch soon? She was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. I was like, how about next week? She was like, nah, I'm busy next week. How about the weekend after though? I was like, all right, let's go. So we're gonna go out and do some day drinking. People call it brunch. I call it really it's day drinking. That's all it is. I'm just trying to get fucked up in the morning. Like that's the beauty. You go out at 10:30 in the morning, order some mimosas, get trashed by
the
noon.
bottomless. Just take them like shots.
That's what.
Can you say hold the orange juice?
I mean, that's what I kind of felt you were supposed to do anyway. Like just kind of shoot them. Like who sips a mimosa?
Oh yeah. So volleyball did come up with like, just because certain things you're doing a shot is a bit much. In terms of like, how your level of alcohol where you want to be, and one thing I think is a perfect amount is again if you had a beer bong or a shotgun, preferably a beer bong. I haven't had a beer bong in a while because I don't have one. Well, I mean we've shotgun, but it's like something about shotgunning or beer bonging a beer is like the right amount of alcohol to like perk you up. It's not too much where it gets you. Sometimes if you do shots, shots always wake me the hell up, but some people get sleepy when they take shots.
Because they pussies.
But I was like, damn, we need a beer bong at volleyball because I feel like shots might be a bit much for volleyball, but beer bong maybe not.
I guess, man.
Someone said they had like some kind of, I guess it's like a gun to do a shotgun. I don't know.
It's a little intense, dude. Just drink. Like, whatever happened to drinking?
All I know is I brought probably one of the reasons why I don't know. I wasn't feeling great for this week, but it was like Coors. I had brought Coors Light Premiers. I'm cutting weight right now, and I was like, oh, I have these in the fridge. Let me use these up. Completely worthless. I almost wonder if Coors Premier is non-alcoholic. Might be.
I hope it is. Pussies. But yeah, whatever.
Well,
So
this last beer is interesting.
yeah, it's growing on me. I didn't like it at first, but now I'm like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a Hell's lager, Helles. But so it has like a slight spice, and the spice ones. Whenever we have a spice one, the very first sip, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the second one, I'm like, each one gets better. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
it's like each of like, huh, okay, I'm alright.
I like this. Especially those high percentage ones.
So, I had a guest on Off the Match from Australia on yesterday, which is wild. The time difference is wild because like I recorded last night at 8:30, and it was like 10:30 for her. That was just like as we were like getting done with the podcast, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and have lunch. I'm like, oh yeah, we about to go to bed, but shit is weird. But like we were talking on Instagram, and I'm talking about like the different podcasts. I was like, oh, Colompton sounds interesting. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if you should check that one out. And the thing is, I'm proud of any of the podcasts that I'm a part of. But sometimes it's like certain audience, certain listeners, you got to kind of give that heads up. It's like most dudes is like, oh, Colompton, here. It's like, okay, it's just a couple of dudes just talking shit. Okay, cool. Then there's some dudes, I haven't encountered a bunch of them, but there's some dudes who's like, some of the shit we talk might be a little rubbed them the wrong way. Because they got vaginas. And, then there's some females that I know that are like, oh, I'll take a listen. I was like, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I be saying some fun. We talk about jerking off a lot. It's like, don't do that. At all, please. But hey, look. If people want to, like, dive in and get fucking weirded out, go for it. But, I don't know. I thought it was interesting because, again, I kind of gave her a heads up, too. I was like, yeah, it's kind of, it's like a beer review show. It's just a couple guys really just talking shit. We don't really talk about much other than, like, sports. Alcohol, we cuss a lot. It's like, oh, that sounds fun.
Man, we be getting deep about religion sometimes, not on purpose. And
yeah,
it's social issues.
Well, dude, when the alcohol percentages are high, we be going deep for no reason. When the percentages are low, we like, yo, what do we
what's
have to
this
talk
alcohol?
about?
12%. So
it's like, so 12%? Fuck Biden. Fuck Trump. You know what? Fuck Bernie too. Yo, and Hillary's a dyke.
I don't like any of the candidates. To be honest.
No.
They all got some major flaws.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's going to have some flaws, but it's like, who's got the least flaws? And that's the unfortunate game that we're playing. It's like, well, we got to pick
Yeah, I wonder what the next election's. Trump can't run again, right?
Yes,
He's
he can.
Be in jail.
Yeah, he can run.
You think with all this? I mean, if he runs, he's probably going to win just because of.
He can run.
Although, like, there's a lot been said, like, with the stock market and all, but that shit has finally recovered about now. And then it'll be right in time for Trump to win and then take credit for it.
That's how it goes. Like, yeah, I brought us back. It was back in 2023, but it was because of me in the classified documents. I was like, I don't think that's how that works, buddy.
Damn, we don't have anyone.
But I mean, that's the thing though too. It's like, like when you look at the Republican side, you got Larry Hogan who wants to run. He doesn't have any shot. Because I don't even think everyone's like, oh, that guy, he's not sensationalistic enough. He's bored. It's like, oh, Ron DeSantis, well, he did great with Florida. Did he though? Like, I don't know that he did. They're burning books down there right now.
Like most the Republicans will just vote Trump no matter what.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of them that are not on that Trump ship anymore. So that's where it gets really weird because it's like, well, the primaries is going to be kind of the real question mark because DeSantis, Trump, Hogan, those are the only ones I can think of, that I know of that are looking to run.
It'd be great to see Hogan run.
Yeah, if Hogan ran, I vote him. I like Hogan.
I mean, we're next to him in the suite. No big deal.
No big deal. Somebody brag, not us.
They report on,
I mean, I'll be taking
Hogan
pictures. Taking pictures with him.
Yeah, Hogan has pictures posted online of him. We just happen to be in the background.
I mean, hey, man. I was in that picture. I was taking pictures with him.
You were on your phone in your picture, I think.
No, there was one where I was standing up for the anthem. It wasn't Juneteenth.
And it's funny is that game, He literally comes out for his photo ops, then went back into the suite.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know if he actually watched the game at all.
I don't think he knows that the Ravens are.
No, I think he's aware at least. Not like Biden. Biden wouldn't even know where he's at.
Biden doesn't know his name. Like, that's
Man, now it's just a weekly of like, which day is he gonna fall down?
like
Or
if
just
a day
make up
goes
some
by,
words.
he doesn't fall down. I'm shocked. It's like, oh, Biden didn't fall today. It's Tuesday. He's due.
Doesn't know where to go. Every public appearance now, like they need someone to just escort him, hold his arm, kind of like
because going into the 2020 election, he was a little better than what he is now, but he was still kind of doing dumb shit.
No, he's gone now.
But when those debates hit, I don't know what drugs they pumped into him, but he was on it, and it's like, what? Like, where'd this come from? And as soon as he got elected, he was like, psych.
He seemed to have taken a turn downhill fast this last year in terms of his speech and his walking ability.
Look, someone said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. And
He's too old. How old is he? He's in his.
I think he's 81.
Yeah,
I
that's a dangerous age. I mean, that's when you freaking pass away.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm making numbers up, but I feel like he's 81. Let's look it up.
But yeah, I mean that's such a dangerous age to really elect the leader of your country.
Joseph
That's
Biden.
higher than the life expectancy, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, dude. Like,
Male U.S.
he's 80 years old on the dot. And I think life expectancy is like
77.
Yeah. Thought it was 76. We got an extra year. Well, for black folks, it was like 66. So, and they trying to
Damn,
move.
Japan's 84.
What the fuck?
So wait, if we move to Japan, do we live
Well,
longer?
we're bringing their numbers down, dude. Don't do that.
United Kingdom's above us. They don't even have good teeth or nothing.
They got free health care. So take that into account. Even though people want to say, well, those countries with free health care, though, they're not happy. I don't know, dude.
Oh, that's life expectancy for. So wait, how long do USA men live on average? 73.
Disrespectful.
And we're 43rd place.
God damn. Who's number one?
U.S. women are 5.8 years, so they're at 79. Damn.
That bitch.
Life expectancy by country. Oop.
By cunt. Oh, dude, that's funny.
I hate when you type something out and you see it. Right when you hit it, it shifts down.
Oh, yeah.
So I hit country, but then it shifted down to state. Dang, Hong Kong, 85 is number one.
Oh,
Japan is number 2, 85, but lower. Macau, that's a state? I mean, a country?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 84. So, dang, I'm about to start eating.
Rice.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Well, they don't overeat.
True.
You don't see too
Well, because
many...
their shit is controlled, though. They're not allowed to eat. I think Japan's pretty cool, though.
Switzerland, number 4, 84.
Huh.
Singapore, 84.
Huh.
Italy, 84.6.
Hmm.
Spain, 83, but just about 84. Australia, 9. The Channel Islands?
What?
I never heard of that.
Chanel Island? Chanel?
Yeah, 83.6. Iceland, 83.5.
And
Damn.
like, Iceland chicks be kind of cute, dude.
We are way down.
Yeah, I mean... Well, what? You said we're 43? So who do we got to beat to
Dang,
get, like...
South Korea,
like, moved
Israel,
up in the
Sweden,
rankings?
France, Martinique?
You're just
Malta?
making shit up now.
I never heard of these countries, but they're better than us. Canada's way better than us.
Yeah. I mean...
Damn, Canada's 16.
But I think we could beat them, though. So we can take their
I mean,
ranks.
they're 16. Let me just scroll down and see. Yeah, we're 46. It's
46?
79.
That's even worse. I thought we were 43. Damn.
Czech Republic's ahead of us. Puerto Rico.
But at this point, everyone's
Guam,
ahead
Chile,
of us.
Costa. Yeah.
Who's behind us? That's the more important question.
Oh, who's the last?
Yeah, who's dead last?
That shit's gonna be. Ooh.
I think it's Brazil.
Central African Republic.
Ooh, that's
54.
fucked. That is disrespectful.
Damn, that's bad.
Disrespectful. Because
Chad.
AIDS.
Lesotho, Nigeria, 55
God
years
damn.
old. Somalia, South Sudan.
Not,
Yeah,
not
it's a
looking
lot
good
of
for black folks.
yeah, a lot of African countries.
God damn.
Zimbabwe, Mozambique.
All right, man. Stop. Hey, it's Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Knock it off.
Damn, it is like literally all Africa for like the bottom.
All right, man.
50.
All right, hey.
Hey,
chill with that.
Afghanistan 65. We beat them.
All right, well, good. Fuck them too. Did we beat them in the war? So that's probably why we moved ahead of them.
Iraq 71. The Philippines is 71. Yeah, we're not.
What about Vietnam? I think we didn't win Vietnam, so they probably ahead of us.
Nah, but I don't think they're ahead of us. Could they be?
I don't know.
Let's see if they made. So this list only went to 193.
Damn, there's 200 some odd countries though, like 206 or 226. I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, there's Botswana. I don't see Vietnam.
They're not even.
Maybe
ranked.
they're one of the ones.
Yo, they're not even ranked, son. That's fucked.
Oh, Vietnam 84. Their average age is 75.
Nah, I mean we're not that much further.
No, yeah. Yeah, we're 46, but that's pretty close. We're 79. So Japan, that's where you want to go. Japan and Hong Kong.
Guess I gotta go make some Japanese
Which
babies.
I went at an airport, a layover in Hong Kong, but flying in was it's like a city with mountains and water. I was like, there's literally everything on this fly-in.
Basically, it's Maryland.
No, but it's like that immediate spot. Imagine Baltimore, but having
it's all
mountains.
like crunched into
but
one
like
bubble.
right there. But I was like, the airport in Hong Kong was phenomenal. Like the most spotless, clean airport.
Yeah, because I think they shoot you if you litter. So that makes sense.
I don't know, but don't they party hard in like Hong? Don't they have like a really good nightlife and stuff?
I don't know. I think in Japan they do. Japan be partying.
I think Hong Kong has a good nightlife too.
I don't know, man.
I would love to go to Japan and Hong Kong.
I would love to go to
But yeah,
Japan.
Hong Kong, the city looked so tight. Flying in. But yeah, I mean, they had all the typical fast food at the airport. And, we're spoiled that most people can speak English in other countries.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, when you're looking at their fast food, though, it's like elite fast food compared to us. Because
Well, have you seen like school lunches?
I know
at
even in the
other countries.
Well, I know when I went to the Philippines, like, if you're working at Wendy's, you probably got a college degree. So their Wendy's is like, they take pride, and it's like, that's a good job there.
So
Not a good job,
Yeah,
but you need to be probably educated. To
I had
work
a
fast
guest
food.
on Off the Mats a few weeks back, and he had gone down to Brazil, and he was talking about like basically how if you're doing jiu-jitsu down there, like you're not doing jiu-jitsu for funsy like we're doing it up here. That's a career. And then he was pointing out like how lucky we are here, and I'm not saying we don't have it good here in the U.S., but it's like whenever we talk about like the happiness index, like we're always using like shitty countries as comparison versus like looking at countries that are actually really fucking happy.
The U.S. is good and bad in many ways. Like we have access to ridiculous amounts of food, and
I don't think that's a good thing, dude. Well, it's a good thing, but it's not a bad thing.
we're not
either.
starving.
Yeah.
But our quality of life is like I think our work-life balance is near the worst.
Yeah.
And I know of me, I have freaking 5 weeks of vacation. I can barely take any of it.
Well, that's the wild thing about like vacation time when jobs are like, oh yeah, you get all this vacation time. And you're like, oh yeah, I want to use them. Yeah, you can't though. I was like, what the fuck you mean?
And no one will tell me no. It's just no one will do my job while I'm gone.
Oh well, better
Ooh,
be
that was
prepared.
tasty.
To,
What was
yeah,
this,
it
the honey?
delicious. Yeah, it's the honey jump off. That was by design because we're about to get into the rough shit later.
Well, let's do this beer real quick
No, we
because
didn't
we're
review
gonna
it.
forget it, and I think this just cleansed my palate way too good.
Oh,
Did
what's
you-
what's the percentage on it?
4.8.
Okay.
So this one I would put in the party beer category. Bikini Blonde Lager.
Yeah, that's definitely a party beer.
I don't know why you'd call it Bikini Blonde. Oh, I guess it's a blonde beer.
Yeah.
By Maui Brewing Company out of Hawaii, and it's a Hellas lager, so it's got a little bit of spice to it. I did dig the spice, but
Eventually,
it's
I
just
did.
hurting the 4.8. I'm just trying to put it on the. It's the party beer though, so I think I gotta keep that in mind.
Party beer gets
I'm gonna
pass.
judge the scale on that.
So what was the top party beer again?
Well, I think it's debatable if we want to consider Blue Moon.
I thought we did put it in.
We
the party
did,
beer.
but I think it's either Blue Moon, and it should be recent. Is
Yeah, Blue
another
Moon.
one we did that was really high and it was recent was San Miguel.
Mhm.
San Miguel had a lot of flavor for for a lager,
I mean,
and they were like mid sevens. I want to say.
so I don't have this at that point for me at least.
Oh, you know, be faster. It's
Duh.
freaking Colompton.
Yeah, duh. You dumb bastard. Like if anything, this is low sevens for me. If anything, but I don't even know that I will buy this because if the other ones are readily available. So, oh, good burp. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my number now. I'm gonna give it a 6.8. Cause like if you hand this to me, I'm gonna drink it, but I'm definitely not gonna go look for it.
Yeah, I gave it. You said 6.8.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.9, and I went down, and then I went back up just because I put it in the party beer. I'm actually gonna go down to 6.8 as well.
Lock that motherfucker up, like OJ.
I just want to see what the freaking while we're talking. I'm gonna see if I can find the San Miguel because I remember that one scored really high. There we go. So that was episode 96.
Before the 100th.
So dang, we've been killing these episodes.
I guess, man. I don't know. I don't be remembering them now because I'll be drinking. So I don't be getting like drunk, but it's enough to kind of put me in a mindset. All right. So we paused for a minute because there was just dead silence as Steve was on his phone, and then he went to pee. So we're back. I don't know what we're looking up, but either way, what do we give it? 6.8 across the board.
6.8 across the board.
6.8 across the board. All right. So real quick, Conor McGregor. Apparently, someone's accusing him of a rape or sexual assault. I keep hearing two different things. I guess at one of the NBA Finals games, some lady
the last one in Miami.
is accusing him of sexual assault. Like, I guess she claims that he forced her into the bathroom or some shit.
Yeah, it was like the story was like he had some people help him, separated her from her friend or something, got him in the locker room. I think there's some. I mean, whenever something like this happens, I mean, we'll just say this: this has been quite a few now accusations of Conor.
So yeah, for Conor,
when there's smoke,
he's got
there's
multiple.
fire. It might not be what has been said, but it does seem like something must have happened because the friend, I think, acknowledges, like, I guess that they were separated or something like that. But it almost seemed like, I don't know. I heard some people talking about it, of like maybe she was into it originally, of like, you know.
So that's the thing. Is like I don't ever want to doubt anyone that says that they were sexually assaulted by any means. But
She's suing him and the NBA too. Which, if her story or original story that I heard, again, I don't know the full story, so I could be wrong. But it sounded like some people like helped get her into the room. Maybe it was security for Miami.
So
Which, if that was the case, I think I think she did go to the police right away.
so that's that's a big factor there. So I don't know a whole hell of a lot about what's going on. I just see the articles and the comments. And all the comments that I see, I mean, because it's MMA related, all the comments are extremely anti her.
Yeah, he has
So-
his fan base for
So
sure.
I don't even think it's the fan base though that because most of the people that I see don't even like Conor that are commenting. So it is very much a he said she said thing, and everyone's like, well, she's lying. I was like, you don't know her story. You're like, well, like if you read the details of the story, you'll know. It's like, well, who's got what details? Who are these details from? Like, what details are you getting? It's just like when somebody says, don't believe mainstream media. But believe this guy in the basement though, because he's not attached to mainstream media, so he's definitely telling you the truth. It's like, well, why don't we talk to the source?
Yeah, man, it sounds like something probably happened, but it might have not been forced. It might have not been. I mean, I can't imagine it's completely.
He's got at
There's
least
nothing fabricated, but yeah, he's been caught of like doing
two
stuff, right?
other allegations that have been settled, I think.
Yeah, probably not faithful. But I mean, again, I don't know. But and then his assault type thing. I mean, he's been videotaped, friggin' punching out people,
knocking
in the
out
bar.
old dudes, just attacking people.
I mean, and then he got not in trouble, but he friggin' apparently hurt the mascot.
Yeah, I think the
and
mascot got fucked
when you
up.
look at that second hit, that seemed really, and it almost seemed like, oh, we're playing around, but I didn't hit you on that first one. I'm gonna hit you now, and like,
Yeah, like
the where he hit him and how hard he hit him, like that seemed real, and it seemed awfully violent to hit him while he was down in front of like kids to be like a fun.
steroids
skit.
is a hell of a drug,
Yeah.
son.
And he looks so roided up right now. I mean, his head looks twice.
Well,
as
I
big.
think they said like
he got that base MLB home run.
so he
champ.
was coaching the Ultimate Fighter with Michael Chandler, and traditionally the coaches fight at the end of the season, whether it be a pay-per-view or whatever. But he hasn't entered the USADA testing pool yet.
Yeah, and there's not much time left, right?
Yeah,
Which if he doesn't pass, he can't fight for like the year, right?
correct. So
Yeah, there's a reason he's avoiding that test.
yeah, so it's like, I mean, because what they were showing, like the pictures, like Conor at 145, Conor at 155, Conor at 170, Conor at 200. And it's like you look at Conor at 200, he doesn't look like an ape or anything, but it's like there's a significant difference for sure. It was like you don't
it's
just
hard to
pack
gain
on
that much
muscle.
weight of all
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah, that shit's just not horse meat and fucking
Yeah, to gain
a
that
good
much
diet.
muscle, like to not get fat, you could do it if you bulk up and want to gain fat too. But that's definitely a sign of steroid.
Well, no, I mean I don't think he's back down from the. I don't know that he's ever said it outright, but I don't know that if it's ever come up. But I don't think he's shying away from even the ideal. I mean, he's avoiding the USADA testing pool. I mean, that's a huge indicator there. So take that how you will. But look, man, I don't know.
It's funny how his head. I mean, he's like it was funny in the major league that year. Just how everyone's head got huge. Like Barry Bonds,
Yeah.
Mark, they're just head is enormous. I know you lose your muscle quick, but I feel like your head probably stays kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, steroids is a hell of a drug.
Oh, San Miguel was a 7-1, so not that impressive.
Hmm.
So I think our clear party beer, if it is, and it's debatable if the party beer was Blue Moon, because that was like a 7.5, 7.7. I want to say it was a mid-7 beer.
Yeah.
Because I want to say our Miller Lite was like around 6.8, which is like the standard party beer.
So, yeah.
Super mass produced.
But yeah, basically the whole Conor thing is like, look, man, I don't know.
Now, if he did do all what she said, I hope somehow that comes out. Of just like, so we know.
So the thing is, on one note, I hope, because again, you don't want anyone to have to go through that, but also you don't want someone lying about the shit either.
No, yeah, I'm saying
So,
only if it really happened.
But it's like, if the shit did happen and it's all revealed to be true, on one note, all the people who are like, Conor wouldn't have done that. Why would he mess with her when he has, they like point to his wife, like, when he has that at home? It's like, I don't. Like,
Man.
Brad Pitt was cheating on fucking what's her
I was
name?
gonna say a lot of these celebrity
Not-
athletes, it's almost a given that they just almost got the pass.
Yeah, it was like, oh well, I can get it, so I'm gonna take it. I mean,
They're in position too to be like, well, if you don't like it, you can leave.
it's like there's tons of celebrities who, I mean, what's his fucking Hugh Grant was married to fucking Elizabeth Hurley. Elizabeth fucking Hurley. And he's out there fucking prostitutes. It's like, come on, son. Like, what are we doing now? So you can't even play the game of like, why would he mess with this heavyweight over here when he's got this dime piece at home? It's like,
He already seemed super testosterone up, so if he's doing roids too, this dude might
he's
do anything that walks
he was
by.
trying to fuck things. Like, the mascot lucky he didn't get butt fucked that day. The mascot was probably like, please no.
He does seem like that type right now that would just do whatever.
He's just like anything. Like, it's got a pulse. Barely. Nah. Strap it on. Let's go. It was like, Jesus, relax,
Yeah,
Conor.
he likes doing those weigh-ins with his little bikini underwear, making sure everyone knows what he got.
Like, relax, dude. But I don't know. Hopefully, on one note, hopefully, it ain't true. And if it ain't true, hopefully she gets punished. But also, if it is true, like, I think that's the thing that kind of bugs me too, is like the slap on the wrist. The settle out of court bullshit. It was like, like, punish these motherfuckers, yo. But also, again, if it is false, punish her too. Equal punishment. Because I think that's very important. Because there are lots of false allegations that go out there. And then lives are ruined. There's a dude that had like a scholarship to D1 school. Allegations came out, and then it turns out it wasn't true. He lost 3 years, though.
He would have happened with the Duke lacrosse players. Wasn't that like not totally? Because everyone loves to hate on Duke, so everyone was immediately jumping like, "Oh, fuck these guys." And then when it came out more, it was like,
it turns out that it wasn't like, I don't remember what the full details were on that, but from what it sounds like, they didn't commit the crime that was being that they were being accused of. But something happened, but it wasn't what was said. So I don't know, but either way, is like, if you lie about some shit, you should be punished. I think just as equal to the person that you're trying to get in trouble. Because if that person's gonna do 20 in jail and you lied about it, take your 22. I don't know.
oh, apparently, yeah. There's a video of him like leading her to the bathroom.
So,
Not to say he forced anything,
well, I mean,
but he ain't being faithful.
see, but then that's even the other thing too. Is like when people are like, well, I mean, he's cheating on his wife. It's like, well, I mean, that's a whole different thing.
It's not against the law.
Like, yeah. So, that's one thing, and they'll handle that on their own time. But I think also too, I'm going to be honest, as far as Conor McGregor goes as a fighter, I don't care. I don't care if he doesn't fight again. I think I lost interest, really, like at when he came back and fought Cowboy. Yes, he won the Cowboy fight, but I think by that point I was done. I was like, I don't care. Like, who cares? And then after that he fought Dustin and lost both those fights. So it's like, who cares? I think everybody wants, like, I think what comes out of a lot of people's mouths, especially when it comes to a big name, like even Jorge Masvidal, if he had beaten Gilbert Burns, they're like, he should get a title shot. It's like, he shouldn't, though. That's like one win out of the last three. Like, no, or 4. So no, he shouldn't get a title shot. And but the UFC is an entertainment business, so they're going to put on those fights to try to get people in seats and get eyes on the fight. But it's like you got dudes who, work their asses off to get there, and then you get Conor comes in. Yeah, I had a bunch of coke. Let's go fight. I mean, even with John Jones, and the thing is, John Jones is a horrible dude too. I'm a fan of John Jones as far as a fighter and his fight IQ, but he's a fucking horrible human. And there are times where he gets stripped of the belt and then he gets to come back and walk right into a fucking title fight.
I mean, his comeback speeches are very convincing too. Like every time he's done, I fell for it. Like, oh, he's changed.
I've never fallen for a John Jones, comeback.
I always wanted to believe that he was really remorseful. I think he's just
so
remorseful.
The first time I believed it, because when John Jones first came up, I was in the forums on like SureDog. There are a lot of stories like John Jones being like this goody goody. I was like, really? And everybody hated him. And then when it came out, like he crashed into a pregnant lady. He crashed to a car with a pregnant lady in it. He fled the scene, then he ran back to the scene to get his drugs, and then fled the scene again. I was like, huh, are you sure that happened? And then, like, the story started coming out more, and I was like, maybe it did happen. And then the story of him hiding from USADA, the story of him popping for Trinabol, like all these things coming out. It was like time after time. And even when he was at the press conference and he bragged to DC, DC's talking shit. He was like, boy, I beat your ass after a night of cocaine. And it's like it's a weird flex, but I mean, it's a flex all the same. But it's like he embraces the villain role. It's like John Jones as a fighter, cool. Because I mean, the thing is though too, he backs it up. Like Conor at 145 was running through dudes, but then as he started moving up in weight, it wasn't quite the same. And I think even with that though, what people really liked about Conor was like, oh, he talks a lot of shit. He talks a big game. It's like, yeah, it's entertaining to a degree, but you have to be able to fucking back it up, dude. Like John Jones, like in the background right now is the PFL fight and the dude that John Jones is cornering. There's John Jones right there, actually cornering the dude. He and Francis Ngannou had a face to face, and it was respectful, but John was still not backing down. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not scared of you, dude. You're the one who left. And Francis was like, well, you had 3 years to be ready for me. It's like, well, he's also trying to put on the weight properly. He's no dummy. And that's the thing about John Jones. I mean, he's a smart fighter. He's probably not a smart human, but he's a smart fighter. He's not just going to run in, oh, I can beat Francis. He knew he couldn't beat Francis. He had to, like, get the proper weight on him. So, it's like, at least when John Jones does his shit, it's like he can back it up. Whereas Conor's like the shit talking. It's like, the shit talking's fun, but I mean, you won 2 fights in your last, 5, 6? I mean, it's not cute, dude. And quit raping girls.
What I see is, so he's been accused of multiple times, but it's always been for money. I will say one thing with this story is she didn't want to press charges on him, so she's after that money. Now, there is footage, though, of apparently him going into the bathroom with just her. So, one, if you're that famous, why are you going to do that at the freaking basketball arena, yo?
I mean, that's where it gets slippery because it's like, yeah, you're like,
I think
come on, dude.
He does live like a little bit of like he can just get away with whatever, which a lot of NBA players, I mean, it's kind of accepted that they just cheat from their wives. I mean, it's like they're in different cities, they make millions of dollars, and
But how many of them are getting accused of rape, though?
no, I remember Kobe did. Remember?
Well, yeah, Kobe. I mean,
But yeah, I don't think he. Yeah, I mean,
And even with the Kobe thing,
so something clearly probably went down if they went into the bathroom together. I mean, good luck explaining.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a game of he said, she said, who did what. I mean, especially if it was only them two. And
now, if that's the only evidence of them going into the bathroom together, that's not good for him. Just in terms of what would you be going in the bathroom together for?
Well, now the thing is too, them going to the bathroom together. Was she going on her own, will?
No,
Or
yeah, that's because I guess the friend who was with her kind of just turns. It's not. I think it made it sound like she was forced or separated. That doesn't seem to be the.
I don't know. Look, man, I'm no Matlock, but like, figure that shit out, y'all. And Connor, keep your dick in your pants.
Yeah, Conor, like, especially like that many people around, and I mean, at the arena, there's probably cameras everywhere. Like, damn, you couldn't wait. I mean,
Well, it's not even just cameras at the arena. There's cameras everywhere, even out of the arena. I mean, you could be in the middle of a cornfield. There's a camera somewhere. They don't catch you. So,
damn, just went to a basketball game, couldn't control himself.
I mean, there's a lot of people there. I'm just saying. And Connor seemed like the kind of dude that he doesn't care. Is got a pulse? Is it of drinking age? Okay, is it at least of voting age? Good enough for me, mate. And there you have it. So I don't know. But either way, Connor, stop doing it. Nasty.
Let the roids down. Your head's getting kind of big.
What else I got on this motherfucker? Oh yeah, Amanda Nunes last week. She fought, she won. Very handily, she retired. Juliana Pena basically said, and then I feel like it's kind of cheap too. I feel like she should have fought that third fight with Juliana. But Juliana's now saying, I'm the greatest women's fighter of all time. Because I beat Amanda Nunes. So yeah, but she came back and beat you. So, you're not. Like, you lost to Valentina by armbar. You're a submission person. You got submitted by a striker. Not a good look. She's had some other questionable losses as well. So, settle down, little girl. Now, as far as what they're going to do for the 135 division, they don't have a star right now. They lost Ronda, but then Amanda stepped it up and started slaughtering everyone. So it was like, okay, cool, we got it. Right now, I think Juliana Pena is kind of their star right now at 135. Other than that, not looking good. So maybe this is another division that Dana's going to try to get rid of. He was trying to get rid of 125. And then fucking Henry Cejudo was like, nah, bitch, I'm going to win this fight.
And get some men to join. Well, I saw Rampage. A clip went viral of him just talking about how many MMA fights he knows for sure were fake, but he said 0 in the UFC. He thinks ever happened so were fake, but it was in Pride.
Yeah, in Pride, that was a notorious thing. Because Pride was pure.
Well, there's a lot of wrestlers like Japan representing people, and not to say the hitting was fake because it was like predetermined of who was going to win.
Well, like even in their contract, like they're basically essentially saying, hey, we're not going to test you for steroids if you use them. We're just saying.
Yeah, and he was like describing Pride as basically like entertainment, not an actual.
And it's funny because like so many people. All right, so in the MMA fan base, especially like 10 years ago, like nowadays is a little different. But 10 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, like you had tons of people who loved Pride. But it was because UFC was the popular kid in school. So, it's the hipster crowd. I was like, well, we like Pride because, like, I don't want to say a name, but the fucking guy we know that we all worked with that nobody liked, he hides in bushes sometimes. Like I remember when we all worked together at the restaurant, I was talking about UFC, and he comes over and was like, not the best fighters are in the UFC. And I knew what the fuck he was getting at. Because he was referring to Pride. And like, yes, you're specifically referring to Fedor. That was the big one. Because by that point, UFC had already bought Pride. And all those fighters, for the most part, have come over. Crow Cop, Big Nog, Little Nog, Rampage, Vanderlei, Anderson Silva. Like, all these fighters have already come over. Shogun. And Fedor was the only one who didn't come over because he was part of a promotion, M1 Global. And they wanted to cross promote with UFC. And UFC was like, fuck that. you're either fighting for us and only us, or don't fucking fight at all. So Fedor never got to come to the UFC and fight. He fought some of the fighters in other organizations when they left UFC, and he beat them, except for Fabricio Verdun and Dan Henderson, actually. But the thing is, all those people who's like clinging to pride is like this great thing, but then they say they hated WWE. It's like, oh, it's fake fighting, but we love pride. It's like, I don't know if you noticed, but there's some questions about pride too. So, but it wasn't as out there as it is nowadays. But back then there were a lot of whispers. But UFC, as far as we know, has always been on the up and up, as far as we know. So, but that's the thing with any sport, though. I mean, we hear it now. NBA is rigged. NFL is rigged. Major League Baseball is rigged. I don't hear much about NHL. But nobody ever hears anything about NHL. You know why? Because they don't exist. They just had the Stanley Cup Finals. Who won? No one knows. And I was watching it, and I don't know who won. That's the fucked up thing. I was in, and I don't know that. I think Vegas won. Because the Florida Panthers, because it was a big deal because Florida and like both Miami teams basically made it to the championship game, and both of them lost. So that was a big deal. So I don't know, but you know, all those cats who, you know, was all over Pride's nuts, and the thing is too, those fighters who came over from Pride, like Anderson came over and did big things. Shogun eventually won the title. He lost it to John Jones, but he came over and won the title. I can't remember if Rampage won or not. I feel like Rampage won, but maybe not. No, he didn't. He didn't. But basically, all those cats that came over from Pride, they were fine. They weren't champions. Like Big Nog, he won the interim title, but that was it. And you know, depending on who you are, some people don't count that. I count it, but I don't know. Fuck Pride. You know, damn, that's fucked up to say that in June.
Yeah.
But it's Juneteenth.
He means the fighting.
Do I?
The fighting league.
We went to Third Eye Comics and they gave us a sticker. It was like a third eye symbol with the rainbow. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You know, I'm for sure not anti-pride, anti-gay, anti-trans. I just don't, you know, agree with trans athletes. Like, we got to figure something out. But like, Sophie got excited about the sticker, and I was like, okay, have a blast with it. She was like, where should I put it? Like, what do I put it on? I was like, I don't know. What do you like? She's got like this little purse, this little circle purse, and the sticker's circle, and it fits just perfect. She was like, I'm gonna put it on my purse. I was like, have a blast. Sarah did make a good point. The sticker's probably not gonna hold on very tight, so it's gonna fall off eventually. I was like, yeah, maybe like find something that'll stick onto that you can actually commit to, like, because I wish somebody would say something to my kid or me about my kid having a fucking pride sticker. I will beat their ass on the spot. Wouldn't actually know, because my kid would be there. But I'll tell them about themselves, and if they want to do something, I'll bite them in the face. Don't fuck with my kid. Like, that's the one thing I don't fucking like when people get into all this, like first of all, people are like, oh, they're letting little kids change their genders. No, they're not. Like, maybe little kids want to dress like a different gender, but they're not letting them get surgery, so shut up. They're putting litter boxes in schools. Have you seen them?
Are people identifying as cats?
Yeah, actually. But they're like, they're putting litter boxes in school, and they're like, have you seen them? Well, no, I heard about it, though. From who? Well, I just hear. It's like, they're not doing that. So, it's like when people start fucking with kids, it's like, and then the people who are like, protect our kids, it's like, okay, yes, you're right, protect our kids. But also, if a kid, it like feels a certain way, let them feel how they want to feel. Now, I don't agree with the whole thing with like their teachers telling like, well, you can like come out to me, you don't have to tell your parents. Like, don't get between a kid and their parents. Like, and that's a real touchy thing because, sometimes a kid doesn't have a great relationship with their parent. But, like, don't make this a thing where, like, try to, like, help. Don't try to, like, pull them away from it. But also, too, like, look, my daughter, my kid plays with trucks and Legos, but she also likes to play with the Disney princesses, and I play dolls with her. Sometimes I bring the Star Wars figures into the fray, and we be getting busy. I be beating the shit out of Ariel with fucking with stormtroopers and be shooting her. And Sophie don't be liking that. But the thing is, though, we just be fucking having fun. Then she just fucking kicks my stormtrooper because she realizes she's actually a human and she's bigger. Then she kicks a stormtrooper and I'm like, fuck. I can't do nothing about that. But it's like, look, let kids be kids. Like if they say, hey, I want to cut my hair short and you can call me Brian. All right. I mean, that's kind of, different, but that's how you feel. And then when they turn 8 and they say, never mind, my name is Brianna. I was just joking. Just be supportive of your kid. Don't shame your kids and make them feel like they can't come to you. That's one thing I try to do with Sophie. When she wants to tell me a story, I try to listen and try to make sure that she knows that I'm paying attention. Because I don't want there to ever be a point where she feels like I don't want to tell him because he doesn't listen. Because that's where you've now lost your kid. So, you want to take another shot? So
we got our question.
So we can get real deep. All right, hold on. We gonna pause for a minute and go get some more liquor. All right, and we are back. All right, so this is the apple jump off because we went from one sweet to some kind of like on the scale that we rated it. This was the worst one. Then we're gonna finish off strong. All right, happy Juneteenth, bitch.
Thank you.
That's gross. Put in some apple juice though. It's pretty good. Ick.
I think the flavor is pretty good.
That burn is a little.
Oh, it's weird. I got a smoky taste at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't have that the first time we did it.
No, but there's like that. It's got like kind of a burn to it. It's kind of.
I didn't get the burn. I think it's hit or miss sometimes whether you get the burn from shots because there'll be times I get it and you don't, and you get it and I don't. And I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, well,
that one tasted quite good, but I got a little smokiness at the end. But yeah, it's hit or miss for me because I was real surprised. I got a bad burn when we did the whiskey episode on the wild turkey, I believe. Really? No, not the wild turkey. No, what was the... No, the one Neps, the bullet gave me a bad burn.
So the bullet is hit or miss.
And it
doesn't normally give me a burn, but I got a burn from that one too. Like bullet's normally real smooth. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's Father's Day too.
Yeah.
We've been saying Happy Juneteenth, but
nah, Happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, I got a bad Father's Day text, and I do appreciate it. It's just like so many people send me Happy Father's Day text. I was like, man, that's weird.
Well, we got the classic Brett card he gave my dad for Father's Day when he was a kid. Of the Happy Father's Day, and I said, I mean, he drew like a comic, which getting him to do something like give a present to someone when he was younger was like a chore. It's like, draw something. And he's like, so he draws Happy Father's Day. Then the next page said, not. It's like, you're the best father a kid could ever have. It's like, fold again. No, that's what he said. It said fold, not fold. And it said fold again. And then the last thing was something like, I hope you have the best Father's Day and get lots of presents. And then it just said, fold once more. And it just ended with Happy Father's Day. But yeah, it was like the meanest card ever with not the intention though.
Yo, Sophie is not slick at all. Like, first off, they got me some pajama pants because you know how that goes. Dads get like shit gifts, moms get like trips to Maui, like bullshit. Well, like I had like some new Marvel pajama pants, which I needed some. Like I need new sweatpants, yo. Like don't they like I have a pair of sweatpants and I wear them every fucking Saturday. People are starting to think I'm homeless. Like I mean, I actually got a couple $. Someone actually thought I was homeless. I was like, all right, word, I'm gonna take this $1. Like I got $2. I'm not gonna turn my nose up to it. It's money, but it was sitting on the kitchen table, and I walk in. So he goes, whoo. Like, you didn't see nothing. Like walks off, and then for Mother's Day, she was slick about Sarah, because first off, she didn't know Sarah's gift. I had that hidden from her. I just had her do a card. So on Mother's Day, every time Sarah would leave the room, she'd whisper to me like, Dad, I have to sign the card. Like, baby, when Mommy goes to work, you'll sign the card. Just cool out. This was like on a Thursday. Like, okay. And then she would like say it another time. But like for Father's Day, clear as day, I'm like sitting there. She's just talking to her, like whispering, like I'm not there. Like, Mom, are we going to, sign the thing. And like this morning, I woke up at fucking 5:40 for no reason. Like, well, like I had like a cold. I had like a bunch of mucus buildup, so I had like a cough real heavy. Spit all that green shit out of me this morning. So I went downstairs. I got SSS Tricky for a GameCube. I used to love that game. I used to have it. I don't know what happened to that on my GameCube controllers. So I, headed to eBay, ordered it $4. Got a couple new GameCube controllers. So I got up this morning at 5 a.m. Came downstairs, edited the podcast for Off the Mats, and played SSS Tricky. So Sophie comes down at about 8. Yeah, about 8:30, and to grab a marker. And she was like, just clear as day, looks at me and like tiptoes by, puts a marker behind her back. You didn't see anything. And runs upstairs. And then she comes back. She drew a beautiful picture and wrote "Happy Father's Day, love you," all the stuff the kids write. And I was like, all right, thank you, cool. She, like, this big Mandalorian Father's Day card. It was about as large as this fucking laptop. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And she was like, we got to do something special, which means let's do something that she wants to do, like Dave and Buster's or Monster Mini Golf. Like, I'm going to go see a movie. But we're not going to the comic shop. I was like, you want to go to the comic shop. I don't. So I went to watch The Blackening and then came back and took her to the comic shop. Happy Father's Day to me. Oh, and I had ribs, like beef ribs. So put them in a crock pot. Good as shit, son. Delicious. You want to do the questions or the movies?
We should probably end with the questions. We'll want to do the movies.
All right, so I'll talk more about The Blackening than I will Black Mirror. I just want to mention and Killer Kites. Killer Kites, both, like Black Mirror and Killer Kites are just kind of a mention, but The Blackening I would talk more about just because I watched it today. You watched Boys in the Hood. You want to talk about that first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, I'm going to talk about Killer Kites real quick. So, for So You Like Horror, somebody sent me, I might have mentioned it before, somebody sent me a movie to review. A horror movie called Killer Kites with a T. And let me tell you, it was a treat. Is it a good movie? No, it's not a good movie. Was it a fun movie? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Are they really killer kites?
Yes. And the fun thing about the movie is that they're not taking themselves serious. They know it's,
So the kites haunted, or are they just like fixed with weapons?
Oh, they're cursed. It's like an old cursed kite that was flying around and killing people. And other kites joined in to help them kill other people. It was fun. It's a lot of fun. It's available actually on Amazon for 99 cents.
Oh, I don't know.
If anyone's interested. I got it for free. So I saved $1.
Oh, I have it. Oh, you got to rent it. Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun. We did an episode for So You Like Horror. We just dropped that one. And we actually gave it a fair score because, again, we didn't look at it like like The Conjuring or The Exorcist or anything. We looked at it as just a fun movie that friends made. They actually have another movie that's on Tubi called Surrogator. We are going to watch that. We're going to review it. I can't wait. Special effects look a lot better. I think they actually have like a real actor in it. Like this one was just a bunch of friends. But yeah, so Killer Kites, go check it out. 99 cents on Amazon. And if you want to watch Surrogators, it's on Tubi for free. And hey, if y'all ain't watching Tubi, y'all are missing out. Tubi has everything. What did I watch on Tubi today? Facts of Life? Like, Tubi has everything.
Tubi's had some good movies. And like, I think it was Tubi that I mentioned where I've been wanting to see State of Grace. Pluto.
Come on, son. Remember your shit. I remembered.
But yeah, I couldn't find that movie anywhere. But no, Pluto definitely has a lot of classic movies.
Pluto and they're both free. So that's the thing. No toast or nothing. Come on,
I was giving it a smell. I'm being sophisticated.
I guess.
I saw the proper way to drink whiskey. By the way,
yeah, I know you told me it's fucking gay.
You're supposed to like swish it around in your mouth.
See, that was smooth.
Oh, you're supposed to pour water on it. Ooh, that was smooth, but that was a heavy smoke taste.
Yeah. Woo!
that smoke came in.
Oh my god, that got me. I got. Let me. Ugh.
And that one rated high, but we just
that
drank
was the
2
highest
sweet
one.
ones.
God damn, that was aggressive. But it was good.
Yo, if you like drinking smoke,
Oof. All right.
I got
So,
campfire in my mouth.
All right. So
Some wood.
You had Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, so I mean, Boys in the Hood, classic movie. I've seen it a
course.
million times, but my girlfriend's never seen it, so it's interesting watching it with someone, younger that's not seen it.
You beat me to it, but I was going to be more disrespectful with it.
But it's funny is where Bea is younger than me. She's very similar to our generation though of
Right on, Kevin.
tastes, movies. But yeah, it was interesting watching it with her because she's like, it took her a minute to get into it. I'm like, trust me, it is a good movie. You gotta watch it.
Is she from the hood?
But I was trying to
No.
explain to her. I was like, yo, this is how it was in L.A. in the 90s. Like, it was even areas
from
not
the
outside of L.A., but the 90s was a different time. Like, a little bit more violent. The stuff we found cool was that.
Well, that's also piggybacking off of the 80s, though. So, I mean, that's where that's really coming from. It's that Boys in the Hood. It's coming off the 80s more than the 90s. Even though we got the movie in the 90s.
But yeah, I mean, one thing with her, which is not from here, I was explaining to her because I was like, these neighborhoods, because I think it's tough for some people that don't understand growing up in those neighborhoods, like how it is to get out of it. If you don't have a family member that doesn't live outside of there, or like that's all you know. And speaking of Ice Cube's character in particular, Doughboy,
Yeah.
his mom doesn't give him any love. She loves the other son because they have different fathers and
Yeah.
treats them dramatically different. You see how they grow up. But it's like, they're surrounded by violence. It's almost like what we talked about Mike Vick and that dog fighting.
Yeah.
In that neighborhood, that was normal. And a lot of people do not understand that. Like, how could you be so cruel to dogs? But if you grow up in that environment, that's like the thing you do on the weekend.
Well, and the
It's
thing
these
is, too,
vets.
they're doing that, but also it's like, it's hard to explain, but and it's going to sound really goofy, but it's like they love the dogs, but
They don't see it as being
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, like they look at it like, no, we love these dogs. We're taking care of them. We're feeding them. We're making them stronger. And it's like, yeah, but you're making them fight, dude. Like, that's not love.
Yeah, and dog lovers do not understand it at all. But, I mean, we both grew up in different areas before we came to Colombia that were very different than Colombia. And so I think we can both understand it. But, yeah, I was explaining to her, though, of like, cause she's like, why don't they just, move out of these neighborhoods? Because you can't. There's no money to do that.
Yeah.
There's no jobs in your immediate neighborhood. Most of these people, and you see one of the big things with Boys in the Hood, and the father, who's excellent in the movie, Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah,
is
dude.
friggin' phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
like
Trey
he's
is-
like that superhero we all
Yeah.
need.
Trey is the only one that grows up with a father figure, and his parents aren't even together. But his mom does the right thing in the beginning of like,
Yeah.
I can't teach him to be a father. You can.
Well, I can't teach you to be a man.
Man, yep. But you do see all the other kids in the neighborhood that don't have father figures, so there's no one disciplining them. They're just kind of living wild, and I was like trying to explain to her, I was like, because she really liked Doughboy's character. I was like, you see how his natural instinct is he's very protective from the get go when they're kids, when he's a chubby kid and he gets the football back for Ricky.
Yeah.
And he hates that Ricky did that, but he's still like, he knows.
Yeah, that's his
he's
brother.
like, his daddy gave him that football, man. He's gonna be all butthurt over it. So he tries to get in. The whole time, Ice Cube's character is very protective. But it was funny as like, the sad scene is when Ricky gets shot. So I'm like waiting for her reaction, and you see them split up. And again, we just talked about that off air. One, why they split up. If someone's trying to drive by or shoot me, I don't want to split up. I want to be like, yo, let's
Strength in
get home
numbers.
together, yo.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's gonna mean
When we split up, I feel like one of us is gonna get shot, and the
Well,
other is
it-
gonna be okay.
it's
At
like-
least one of us gets home, I guess.
it's basically like, we go together. Like, look, if I
Yeah,
go,
I can't
you go.
imagine in that situation. I'd be like, Dante, you go that way, I'll go this way.
It's like, look, man, if you going out, I'm going out with you, man. But
But yeah, they split up. But yeah, when that scene comes down that window, it's crazy how it's shot film wise, it's a good it's good cinematography when
Shout
that
out to
window
John
rolls down.
Singleton. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that window comes down. That red car, he comes out the shotgun. My biggest reaction is like, he's not gonna get shot, is he? It's like, but the saddest moment is not that part to me, and I think Bea felt it the same as me. It's when Ricky gets shot.
Uh-huh.
No spoiler alert. It's when they bring him home,
Yeah.
and the mom attacks Ice Cube and blames him for it. When Ice Cube because they had just fought before that,
Yeah.
but Ice Cube knew something was wrong and went looking for him to try to protect him. And all along, he was always protective of him. But yeah, it sucked how his mom, I guess she didn't like his dad, always chose favorites and Ricky in it. But yeah, she blamed that part got me because yeah, they fought, but Ice Cube was trying his best to protect him and knew that he had a way out with getting that scholarship. And then you see that he got that minimum SAT score and would have been able to go off to school. But it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I feel like most people our age have probably seen it, but a lot of younger people probably haven't. It's a good movie.
I think when you talk about the ideal of like, why don't they just move? It's like, it's not just a money thing though too. It is kind of a, like, this is all you know. So my cousins had opportunities. They all were down here in Maryland. All of them. They graduated from high school down here in Maryland. And they all went back up to Detroit, except for Tracy. He's the only one who stayed down here. And I just hung out with Tracy this weekend. I'm proud of that dude. He's trying to become a police officer out in, I don't want to say where at, but out in the town that he's in. And he's just waiting on the background check to come through. He's lost a lot of weight. And like, I'm fucking proud of that dude. The other ones, Jay, he's doing all right. He's raising his family up in Detroit right now. He's doing all right. Deontay is in Ohio. Crickets. Taja just came back from Tennessee. She's back here in Maryland. But, it's like basically the whole thing is like sometimes when you have the opportunity to get out, it's like that's all you know though. So you don't want to leave. Because like think about it this way. Ricky had an opportunity to get out. And had he not been shot and killed, he would have. When he gotten that scholarship to SC. Now let's imagine Doughboy's given an opportunity to get out. Do you think Doughboy would have left the hood? And I think with a character like Doughboy, there's a sense of pride about where you came from. So you always, you don't want to turn your back on where you came from. And I get that, but at the same time too, it's like you got to think about self-preservation.
Yeah, that's the difference in people. It's like Doughboy's the type that if you're his friend, you're his friend for life.
No, I get that.
There's people we meet in real life. I always find it interesting. Some people are not, they don't feel tied down to their friends at all.
But what I'm saying though with Doughboy, yes, the friend thing there is a heavy element to that as well. But the thing is like, again, there's no evidence of him having children. But if you got kids, it's like you don't want your kids raised up in Compton, basically. Whereas Ricky is like, get that money and go, dude. Get the scholarship and then come back and get your family out.
Which that was another thing of the mom treating them unfair. It was like Ricky's the one that fucked up and had a kid super young.
Yeah.
The girlfriend had to live in the house and they're not married.
Doughboy
went to juvenile.
His girlfriend, I always liked her. I was like, she's cute as fuck. I don't know. There's something about her I really, really like.
There's one scene that looks really strange. It's when Ricky's meeting with the recruiter. Yeah. And it cuts away to Ice Cube and her sitting on the couch together, and she's just all giggly, but like super close to Ice Cube. It was like, this looks awkward.
Hey, shout out to that cast, yo. Shout out to Angela Bassett, Lawrence Fishburne, Cuba Gooding Jr.,
Angela Bassett, I was telling
Nia Long.
Where I really liked The Harder They Fall. And Beta hasn't seen.
Oh yeah,
she hasn't
Regina
seen
King.
her when Regina King when she's younger.
Yeah,
she's like, that's the girl. That's the one that says, "We ain't no nincompoop," because that's like my favorite line of the movie. I was like, oh, that is her, and I was like, yeah, she doesn't look that much different. But I was like, this is like 20 years ago.
30 years ago, dog. Yeah. That's 30 years ago. She's 50. I think she's like 50 or 51 now. Good for her.
Yeah, Nia Long and her didn't age really
Yeah, what did
that
I
much
just-
for how
Yeah,
long
we just
it's
saw
really
Nia Long
actually
in
been.
Missing. So yeah, it's like good for them. Nia Long was that one though. Everybody's like, she was like Friday, Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
Fresh
like,
Prince. She was
like
on.
God, she was that. Oh my God! No, I'm gonna have to say this for the next episode. There's the childhood crush draft, and I was like looking at the list. I read the list off to Sarah. Sarah pointed out one thing. Not a lot of color on that list. I was like, yeah, you're right, but the list was kind of trash. But we'd have to do the draft now.
Man, Nia Long might have been up there. Lisa Turtle would have been up there.
Oh, but you know who number one was? Kelly Kapowski. She was the number one overall pick. And I was like, I don't disagree with that as the number one.
Yeah, I think that would have been the number one if you're factoring in where you were at
Yeah.
during that
Actually,
time.
let me see if I have the, because it was just like a graph. But like Nia Long easily should have been on that list. It's just it just makes sense. It makes all the sense. But here it is. Childhood crush draft. So this is the first round. So there are 5 teams. Number one overall, Kelly Kapowski. Now number 2 was after I didn't watch Boy Meets World, but I'm aware of Topanga.
Oh, Topanga, yeah, she was pretty ridiculous.
I don't know.
For the time, I do remember that.
She was hot, but it's like when you look at the list, it's like, so Tara Reid is number 3 overall, and I just don't agree with that at all. Because it's like, how is she ahead of Shannon Elizabeth? Like, if you're going with American Pie. Now, number 4 is Denise Richards. Now, I don't
There
think...
was a period. I wouldn't agree with that now, but I do remember back then very much liking Denise Richards.
So there was a period with Denise Richards in that early point. I didn't like her as much, but when we get into like the early 2000s, I was like, oh my God, look at that.
Wild Things
Preacher.
was one of my favorite movies at the time.
That I wore that
And with
one spot out.
who is it with
Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell. Oh, that was the freaking. So you got the cheerleader type girl and the gothic girl. That was a good combination.
Yeah. Number 5, and in the first round, Britney Spears. For that time, I agree. I think Britney actually should have been. I don't think Tara Reid should have been in the first round.
No, she shouldn't have been.
Now,
I was never huge into Britney, but I could see it.
like, well, think about the overall. It's like for me, I don't know that Britney would be in my first round or on my team. Now you go to your second round, you got Jennifer Love Hewitt. I could see it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't know who Wendy Peppercorn is. I feel like I'm supposed to, but I don't. Then Katie Holmes. I get the cutesy. Now this one is a weird one because I get the significance to it, but this generation and even some of our generation may not get significance. But Phoebe Cates, and it's like
I don't know who that is.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the red bikini, getting out of the pool, like you had to be there. But she's hot as balls, dude. That's round 2. We go to round number 3. My personal favorite, Alyssa Milano, is the first pick of the third round. Now, the fucked up thing here on this next one.
So she was higher than all the second round.
She's my number 1 overall. Now, this next one is it's wild because they don't even have a real name. It just says Aunt Becky.
What's her name? Lori Loughlin?
Yeah.
The one who got in trouble. Isn't she in jail now?
And the fucked up thing is they got prison bars on her picture.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she's in jail. She's the one who's, bribing the kids to get in their college.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nicole Eggert. So,
She was a Baywatch girl.
She was on Baywatch, but the thing is, I'm going with Nicole Eggert from Charles in Charge. Like, that's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Now, the 4th pick in the third round is Shania Twain. And though I like Shania Twain,
I wouldn't even have thought.
I don't know that she should have been on that list. Then the last pick of the third round is Larissa Olenek. She's a Nickelodeon star. Alex Mack? I dated her cousin, actually. Carrie. Well, she claims it was her cousin. She's like, oh, we have the same last name. We're cousins. Now you go to the next round. Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
That should have been higher.
I think she should have been higher. And from what I hear, she's super fucking nice, dude. She's like the nicest celebrity.
Yeah, like then she turned out to be like super smart too, or something.
Yeah, she's like a fucking has a doctorate and all this shit. After that is Ali Larter, and I always forget about her because Varsity Blues and the whipped cream bikini.
Still wouldn't have put her on.
Yeah, it's like I don't know that she belongs. She's hot though, but I don't know. Then after that, Jenny McCarthy, Jessica Biel.
I like Jessica Biel.
I think she should be higher. And Clarissa Explains It All, Melissa Joan Hart. And in the last round, we got Elizabeth Shue. You younger cats won't get it, but there's a moment in time where Elizabeth Shue was that girl. But she's on the list at the first pick in the 5th round. Jessica Simpson. I don't know.
She was just so dumb.
I just don't know.
I never was that into her.
Nor was I. Like Mandy Moore, I think.
Oh yeah, Mandy Moore is way cute.
Yeah. Like, why not her? The chick from The Big Bang Theory, I don't know how to say her name, but she's number 3 in the 5th round. She's cute. Oh,
No, she definitely is. I didn't think she seems more new compared to all the other.
Rachel Bilson, which I'm not familiar with her work, but I know the name. And wrapping up the complete draft, Ms. Irrelevant, Kelly Bundy, which disappoints me because I think she should be higher than a lot of these broads. She should be higher than Larissa Oleynik, Shania Twain, Ali Larter, Jessica Simpson, Phoebe Cates even. Definitely Tara Reid, but that's...
Yeah, Alyssa Milano should be higher. It stood out. There's definitely missing some.
Winnie Cooper should have
Winnie
been
Cooper
higher.
should have been way higher.
Nia Long should be on that list. I think Tyra Banks should have been on that list, actually, because Fresh Prince. Who else? I don't know. We'll do our own draft. we'll do our own draft. We'll create a pool of 90s
Celebrities.
90s to 2000s celebrities.
Yeah,
and
off
do our
the
own
top
pool.
of my head, I can't think of anyone.
Well,
I
that's...
think Kelly Kapowski is a good number one.
I think she's a fair number 1.
Because
Because that's
character
universal.
too is like very likable.
Like, she's a universal like. I think Lisa Turtle should have been on that list. Lark Voorhees. I didn't like Elizabeth Berkley
No, I didn't either.
until later, and it wasn't because of Showgirls.
Sure.
I think I had to like grow, because there are a lot of like celebrities I didn't like until I got older, because I had to understand what it was about them and appreciate them. And then, like, as I got older, I was like, you know what? She's not hateful, and she likes pills. She was so excited. But
She was so tall. She was. Well, you like the tall.
Oh, yeah. Actually, speaking of tall, I think I'm going to go to so-and-so's flower, their garden next week, because it's local. And for work, when we take them places, it's like, I'm gonna shoot her a message. Like, hey, we're going to swing by. Just looking. Not, not going to break nothing. I might buy something. Support the business. Ask her if her hands are still big. They definitely are. Dude, I hope her hands are bigger. Like a catcher mitt. Dude, because I notice all her pictures, I don't see her hands. All right. So what I said, I did Killer Christ, you did Boys in the Hood. So Black Mirror's back. I watched the first 3 episodes.
So I've been looking forward to this, and then I guess Netflix just changed their thing.
What?
Where you can't have it at different locations now.
What? Fuck them. Like, yo.
So they're making it basically so you can't share accounts.
Yeah, I get that, but
So I think we had Netflix. Well, I'm guessing. I think Brett did have Netflix, but he got rid of it probably because Bea was using her cousin's account. But now that shit won't. So one of us got to get Netflix.
it's fucking dumb, dude. And the thing is, it's working though, because they said they had like a spike in like subscriptions. So everybody's freaking out. Meanwhile, I want to get rid of it. After we watch Black Mirror,
Yeah, that's the thing is,
I want to get rid of this shit.
besides Black Mirror, because you can rent monthly, right, and just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because I just want to watch Black Mirror, but I don't watch anything else on Netflix.
So Sophie uses Netflix. She's the only one that uses it. Otherwise, I have no interest in Netflix other than Black Mirror. And there's like some shows like I will force myself to watch it because, like, I was just a guest on my buddy Shoki's podcast. Now You Made It Awkward. Go check it out, y'all. And he and I were talking about we were talking about time travel, and we were talking about Lost. And really kind of talking about like going back and rewatching old shows and how there's so much content, you really don't have time to go back and watch old shit anymore. Like with all the new shit. I think there was like something that came out, I want to say in 2021. They're like, if you take everything, all the content made from 2018 up to 2021, it would be impossible to watch all of it because there's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's too much. I mean, it's good to have all these options, but sometimes I miss the fact that you might get into something that no one else has even come across, so you got no one to talk about it with.
Well, exactly. It's like
there's too much options.
Like there's a beautiful thing about being an individual, having your own thing, but it also sucks because, like, yeah, you don't have any commonalities with anyone. It's like, once upon a time ago, we could all sit down and say, oh, we all watch Breaking Bad. We all know about Breaking Bad. Now it's like Ricky, who is one of the co-hosts on Now You Made It Awkward, apparently he didn't want to watch Black Mirror. He had no interest in it. And I was like, hold on, I got this. I shot him a message like, yo, you want to do an episode on Black Mirror? He was like, yeah. I'm like, gotcha. So, but that's the thing. It's like, you just got some people that are like, I'm not interested in whatever you're selling me. And it used to be once upon a time ago, these were the shows that are available. Sarah and I were flipping through old TV shows today. And one thing I thought about was like, all these shows I'm scrolling through, I was like, I didn't like any of these shows. I just watched them because they were on.
Yeah, you had to settle. But
Yeah.
there was something a little bit that I miss about that, of just like, we're all kind of like in the loop.
Yeah. Well, like I told the dude that I work with, he likes to flip the stations on the radio. If I can't get the Bluetooth work for on my phone, he likes to flip to the stations. And I tell him, like, no, that's the problem today. Everyone wants to just flip through stations. Sit and listen to what's there. Learn to like things. Now, if there's a lot of talking, like, just the bullshit DJs talking commercials, change that shit. But if there's music on, stay there. Don't touch it. So, and that was the thing growing up. We had that. It was like, at one point, we only had 3 or 4 channels.
And I do miss that of MTV force feeding us, but
Yeah.
we were like aware of all the popular music, whether we liked it or not. It was like you had to watch something you didn't like to watch something you did like.
Yeah.
But I liked that, and that you were just aware. Now it's like, even though we are old, I still feel like my mom knew the current groups back then because it was on TV. Now there's people that blow up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's so many artists they're like the biggest artists. I'm like, I've never even come across them in anything. I've never heard of them in anything. I've not seen them on the radio. I've not seen, like, there's nothing to have made me come across them.
So when we were watching The Blackening today, and I'll get into that in just a second, I was looking at the cast. Oh, this was made in 2022. I guess they were just able to get it. So first off, we got 25 minutes of trailers. That was fucking bonkers. But that new Jennifer Lawrence movie, No Hard Feelings, that shit looks great. And I know it's not going to be great, but it looks it.
Oh, that's the one where is that
Yeah.
the one where she's trying to get the guy, the virgin or whatever?
Yeah, I just like the scene where she's at, I guess, at like a Dave and Buster's for just reference, and the kid shooting the basketball, and like straight face just blocks the kid's shot, and I was like, oh, that's the Jennifer I like. Like, be mean. Like, I like me a mean Jennifer Lawrence. Like, I like Jennifer Lawrence that might like call you fat, like she said.
I love that one.
Oh, that's my.
I mean, that
favorite
was
one.
my number one celebrity, J Law.
She's adorable, and I can't believe you haven't seen the Fappening, dude. Like, I think I screenshot the pictures. I'll send them to you. Like, it's good stuff. So as I was looking at as we're watching the movie and they're going through the cast, I'm looking at all these names. I was like, I don't know a single fucking name in this movie. Not a one. Even as I'm looking, and it was a good looking cast, all black folks. Black don't crack. Happy Juneteenth. But as I'm looking through, I'm like, I don't know none of these motherfuckers' names. Some of these motherfuckers' names are just letters, not even like letters that make a word. It's just like X, X Mayo. I was like, that's what? Like, what the fuck you doing, girl? And it's a girl. I thought it was a dude. I for sure thought that was gonna be a dude.
Man, can't say dude now.
Yeah, bullshit. I can't. The only person that I recognize, I don't even know the dude's name, but I recognize him is he was on a show. Was it the fucking Drew Carey show? I think, but I know him from Office Space. But that's the only person I recognize from the cast. Otherwise, everybody else is like, I don't know y'all motherfuckers. But good for them. But yeah, like there was a point where you had to be in the loop because you were forced into the loop. Like you may not have been into grunge, but you knew some grunge music, whether you liked it or not. You may not have been into fucking Lilith Fair, but you knew a Sarah McLachlan song or a Sheryl Crow song. You may not have been into hip hop, but you knew that Wu-Tang was for the kids.
Yeah, that makes a little bit of why the golden era is the golden era is because everyone recognizes the damn songs because we all heard them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though too. It's like, well, that's for us. I mean, it was even more so for the 70s and 80s though. Like 80s was even worse because you were completely forced. Because like with us, at least, like we started getting like programs like Yo MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball. We got like specific shows for what we wanted to hear. Whereas like, and like before we got those, these motherfuckers just force fed Billy Joel and Van Halen. And they were like, look, y'all gonna listen to this shit.
It's like universal recognizable songs because we all got force fed it. Now it's like, I bet a hit song there a lot of people have not heard.
So the dude he wanted this one song, and I played it. Oh, I played it for Maryland Phil the other day because I just happened to hear it on something. I was like, oh my god, it's that song. It's an older song. It's like maybe 5 years old now at this point. I was like, I listen to the song every day at work now because this dude likes this song, and it's what Daddy Yankee. And I was like, okay, like. And they're like, yeah, that's a big hit. And I was like, I would never have known that. I don't listen to the radio. I don't know what hits are. So I went to Amazon Music and I just said today's hits. And then I was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this.
I mean, I'll still throw on the radio, and it's funny is the radio, at least rock radio, is still playing the same shit from the 90s still.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Yo,
like,
nothing's changed.
98 Rock is good for that.
DC 101 too. It's like the same exact playlist.
There's that, and then there's another, like I do 95.9. They do some.
Maybe that's because we're the only ones that listen to the radio. So
they do some modern R&B, but they still kind of stick to the older joints too. So I don't know, but yeah. So Black Mirror's back. Check it out, dude.
So is it worth getting Netflix for like a month?
Yes, it is absolutely. Like I won't give any spoilers, but the first one was the first one's a good one. The second one, it's not very memorable. Now the third one is like an hour. It's like it's a mini movie. The third one, and it's fairly predictable, but it's not predictable at the same time. And it's good but heartbreaking. It's a wild one, but it starts to really make you think about humanity, like your own humanity. That's where we stop. We haven't done the next two. I think there's 4 or 5. I'm sorry, 5 or 6. But I think it's worth getting it at least for the month to check it out.
Yeah, I really like it.
Because what is a month of it? Like without ads is 15.
Shoot, I saw something the other day. I wonder if they changed their pricing structure since you can't share anything. It says something like $6.99.
That's for commercials.
Okay.
If you do that one, you'll get commercials.
Well, there's a pee break. Some fun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the thing too. I don't mind a commercial. Like, well, so when I watch, because Disney Plus pump faked me, they logged me out and said, "Oh, you have to relog back in and set your joint back up." So I went back to what I knew. Suddenly there's commercials in my shit. And Sarah's like, just go back to no commercials. It's going to be like $4 extra, but do it. And I was like, no. Like, I don't mind a commercial. Now, during like movies, it is frustrating. But like during like the little cartoons, I don't mind it. I don't care. But you know, I know a lot of people that are like really, really fucking adamant about not having commercials. Like, grow up. Like, you fucking grew up with commercials, bitch. Shut up. It's like if it were a younger kid, I get it. Like Sophie gets a little emotional about the commercials.
There definitely, obviously, times it's annoying, but honestly, I like the little break. I'll go do something for a second. It's like, oh yeah, nice little break here.
I like having commercials because again, I don't be knowing about movie trailers, so I get a movie trailer here and there.
Oh yeah, I mean commercials do also. That's another thing that kept you in the loop with things. That's like universal. We all seen the same commercial back in the day.
Yeah, man, like fuck off, man. Give us some commercials.
How you supposed
But
to
yeah.
know about the new products? And shit?
But yeah, I recommend getting it at least for that. The one, I mean, you're paying for it for a month. You'll be able to watch it like in a day, 2 days.
Shoot, might do it soon because we got the.
Ooh.
We're flying to Florida.
I was
We'll
gonna
have
say,
a nice
see if you can do
little
like a trial. See if you
I
can
don't
do-
mind paying for a month.
No,
too.
no. Do the trial. No, dog, you save your money. Whenever you can do something for free, do it for free, son. Don't act like you rich, son. Bust chills. Like, always take advantages of free shit. If every time I go to the mall, they try to give me a free sample, I loop around 3 times, kind of get like a small meal real quick.
Yeah, I just saw a video of that hanging pull up challenge thing.
Nope.
Well, you hang from the bar. You got
not
to
a
hang
commercial.
for 100 seconds, and you win $100.
I definitely don't know that.
The gimmick is the bar is not locked down, so it rolls, which makes it harder, almost significantly harder to hold yourself up for 100 seconds. So most people, I mean, it's very few people that can do it. But this one guy found if you interlock your thumbs like this, like lock them, that helps the grip. And it was just funny. It was like, if you could do it, you keep looping back around, getting your 100 if you wear a disguise.
So, it's funny you mentioned like the grip, because Sarah and I were just talking about grips. Because in jiu-jitsu, because Sophie did something, and she gripped stuff like this, because that's what we do for jiu-jitsu. And I was explaining to Sarah, like, that's actually a stronger grip. Like, if you're doing that for certain things, like if you're doing certain moves and you have this grip, that's breakable. This, like you have more like mobility to kind of stick with it. And it's like, she was like, I don't get it. It was like, you have to do it to get it. Because it's like me trying to explain it, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but
I was
actually
even
doing
looking
it.
with weightlifting, there's different advantages and disadvantages for each grip. Because, like, I actually prefer this one chest machine to do my thumbs on the outside.
Yeah.
And it's because it's harder, because it's a stationary bar. So it's hard on my wrist, that angle. So I do it that way. But yeah, this one grip this guy figured out, though, it's not only like this, but it's like you got to interlock your thumbs like this. And it just gives because it's your hands that end up giving out on that challenge. And again, it's because that bar it twists. So it's not stationary. So then it tends to make you fall backwards where your weight is. And then you tend to lose your grip over time. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a scam, really, because
It's always a scam.
you pay $10 and you could win 100. If people won pretty often, they would make no money.
Yeah. Fucking scammers. All right, so The Blackening. Fun movie. Should you see it in the theater? I did. Do you need to see it in the theater? Not really. Could you see it on Netflix? If you have it, yes. When it comes out. The premise to the movie is, I'm going to spoil it, even though it came out this weekend. It's fucked up that it came out Juneteenth weekend as well. So a group of friends get together in a cabin in the woods. They're all black. So that's really fucking weird in
Is that
itself.
why it's called The Blackening? That's
Yeah, they're all black. So the tagline for it is they all can't die first. So that already lets you know where they're going with this one. So they all meet up at a cabin in the woods. They find a board game called The Blackening. They open it up and it's got like the blackface character with the red lips. And they're like, oh hell no, what the fuck is this? But they decide to play anyway. So suddenly the TV company, there's like the little thing on the front starts talking. It's like it knows that they're there. It knows what, it has it all set up. It knows their names. And all the game pieces are kind of a reference to each of the characters. So, one of the questions they ask on there, like you pull a card. It tells you pull a card and says, name 5 black characters to make it to the end of a horror movie, which is why I opened with that question. then, you know, if you get it right, you move forward. And, you know, you're trying to get to the end. Although it's set up for you not to win, obviously. It's a horror movie, horror comedy. Basically, you know, one of their friends is captured, and the objective is to get to the end to save the friend. And they have one question they ask, and it's kind of a funny question because they're like, on the TV show Friends, tell me 5 times a black character was a guest star on the show. And then, you know, all the characters are like, oh, I ain't never watched Friends. Like, but then suddenly they started naming like black like guest stars, and even like I said it to Sarah, and Sarah was like, I can only name one. And then I was like, well, I mean, they don't necessarily have to be like a main focal point episode. They would talk about like just in the background or something. But they eventually get to 5 characters, and then the machine goes, that is incorrect. The correct answer is, I don't watch Friends. I watch Living Single, because the whole joke is Living Single came first, and it was a better show, and then Friends came along, and you know. But and then everybody's like, oh, bullshit, yo, you fucking tricked us, you rigged us, and then they start shooting arrows at them all. Then it turns out someone within their mix was actually one behind it all, which, predictable. It was fun. I liked it. I laughed a lot. A lot of jokes hit. There were some other jokes that missed, only because I think the timing was wrong. Because I think they just hit with one joke, and they tried to come back too quickly with another joke. It's like, you got to give space. So there are a few jokes that were just missing the target. But overall, I enjoyed it. When it comes out on one of these streaming products, I'm going to watch it again. I liked it. I'd almost probably buy it. If it was $4.99, I'd buy it.
I forgot to mention that whole survival thing of bitch ass.
Oh, yeah.
You still got to see that.
Yeah. Text that to me. I do need to see that. But yeah, I'm sure I watched some other shit, but that was it. Let's go to our 13 questions, dude.
13.
After you text me about bitch ass, because I'm going to forget. But
Such a great bad movie.
like there's always like, dude, I think we need
I feel like bitch ass would be like if one of us made a movie. It's that quality.
That's what Killer Kites is. There needs to be like a Hall of Fame of like good bad movies, like Pootie Tang. Yo, there was a point where Pootie Tang was on HBO so much, I was like, yo, we may as well just buy it.
CB4 used to be on Comedy Central.
CB4 was another one. Like, god damn, dude.
It's terrible, but I like to watch it.
You can't look away. Like Pootie Tang, there was nothing I actually liked about Pootie Tang, but I had to watch it. I watched it in Spanish once. Like that was like HBO Espanol.
Chris Rock's in both, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Good at those movies.
Good for that guy.
Live in LA or New York?
Eek. I like New York.
I've never been to LA.
Yeah, I've never been to LA.
I think I might choose LA because of the weather, but I honestly haven't been there. But I think I would choose LA if I had to choose right now.
Good call. The weather is a factor. I haven't heard.
I didn't like driving in New York.
A lot of great things. Why would you drive? No, I wouldn't drive in New York. But I heard driving in LA is far worse.
Yeah. But don't they be having like picnics with your friends and family, like on Fast and the Furious? That's what I picture in LA every time. Having a barbecue. I'm like toast my Corona. Like,
so you did just
family.
watch Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah, that seemed fun too. Like you want to see a dead body. That actually reminded me.
That
of
is
me
not
growing
fun.
up.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not fun. It's not fun.
I guess it.
It depends on where at in LA though too. Both are big city, like big cities with like little like boroughs.
Yeah, that's tough to say, especially since I've never been to LA.
I would say New York just because I've been there. I can maneuver with New York with the grid and everything. So I would pick New York just based off of what I know, but those winters probably ain't friendly.
Cheesecake or tart?
Ooh.
Now, can the tart be like one of those cheese and tart pastries? Because those combinations together is beast.
It's a tart, ain't it?
If that's the case, I would choose that.
I'm gonna go cheesecake.
Tent or camping van?
I don't mind a tent, but a camping van can be fun.
Yeah, I'd say camping van. I mean, you can take that shit everywhere, and
Yeah.
don't
I
know.
need more info.
But yeah, I think camping van. That sounds kind of cool, like the Scooby Doo mystery van.
Like if I'm just camping just in one spot, I'm gonna take the tent. But if I'm like traveling across the country, van.
Connect Four or Tic Tac Toe?
I like Connect Four.
I'm gonna say Connect Four.
You can
Tic Tac Toe, you can win every time if you go first.
Yeah. Or I'd be smoking people when I go second. But I mean, it's a quick basic game. Connect Four, you could drag that out. You can make that a war.
Be funny or good looking?
Look, man, it's a tough one because you don't want to be an ugly, funny dude, but you don't want to be a good-looking, boring dude either.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like
I feel
life
like
would
being-
be more fun if you're the funny guy.
Yeah, funny. At least you got some personality.
Yeah, I'm gonna say be funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna take funny because I mean I'm already there. I mean I just gotta work on my looks, and I'm a fucking perfect 10. Like right now I'm at a 9. So,
Chips and dip or chips and salsa?
So here's a funny thing. I don't really fuck with chips and dip like that. I don't normally fuck with chips and salsa either. But yesterday we went to a Mexican restaurant, not a good one, and we had chips and salsa, and I went through that shit.
I like chips and salsa, especially drinking. It's pretty. They go together well.
I
Some
mean,
beer, some chips and salsa.
I'm
Dip's
just
too
I'm,
filling.
I'm just there to drink.
Be on a team or be the team captain.
I'm gonna be on a team. I don't need to be the leader. I don't need to be the captain.
See,
I like being part of the team. I like for us to all work together and get it done.
I'll just say be team captain. It's fun, I guess.
Like team, like as the team. So I don't get it because are you the team captain? Like you mean
Oh,
coach?
If I'm not playing, I don't want to be. A
Yeah,
team
well,
captain.
that's what I'm assuming. Is like you're not playing. Like if
Or does that mean you got to pick teams? I don't like picking teams necessarily.
like I want to be on the team. I'm assuming she's meaning like not playing.
Oh, then yeah, I'll be on the team. Have a constant supply of the best coffee, or only have a
Coke.
constant supply of the best snacks
Coke.
at your office.
Come on, dude. She missed her window with that one. Because I was gonna say Coke, and I've never done it.
Constant supply of the best coffee, or only have a constant supply of the best snacks.
So, here's what I'll say. I don't particularly care about coffee as what's the best and what's not. But you give me some good snacks, I'll fuck those shits up. So I'm going to go with snacks because coffee will be
Yeah, and it says the best snacks. I feel like it shouldn't have said best snacks.
maybe favorite.
But I mean, I feel like it should be a constant supply of average snacks. It's the best
true.
coffee.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm choosing snacks.
Yeah, even average snacks is better than the best coffee for me because, like, I don't even like coffee. I just drink it for the purpose. Unless I can get some Coke.
Yeah, bad coffee it's almost like we were talking about running backs earlier.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the bad coffee is significantly worse than the best coffee.
Like, we went to Chick-fil-A one morning. That says the Sarah was like, "Do they have coffee?" She was like, "Yeah, but it's swill." I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's like a white person word.
Swill.
And, yeah,
Damn.
yeah. And I looked. I was like, "Bitch, does it work?" She was like, "Yeah, I guess."
Like,
I was
oh,
like-
swill, that's my favorite kind.
And I was like, "Just fucking order me a coffee, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't drink it for taste. I'm drinking it for purpose and function. I'm just trying to fucking perk myself up. Unless you got some Coke in your purse, which she doesn't.
This next question.
Give me
is
some
kinda
fucking
funny.
coffee, whore."
Be able to sense danger or be able to sense safety? I don't know what sense
Yeah.
safety means.
Yeah, you gotta work on these questions, girl.
I mean, I guess you can find your way out of a situation.
No.
That's got to be what it means.
Use your
though.
spider sense and sense danger. They work on these
Yeah, I
questions.
mean, I'd rather sense danger, but if you can sense safety, I imagine that means like you know how to get out of dangers.
They'll work on the questions. That one was not good.
East Coast or West Coast?
East.
Well, we're on the East.
Yeah, I'm biased.
Although I have a nickname of someone at work. I'm West Coast. He's East Coast.
That's gay. But I'm biased as fuck, so I'm going East.
I had to let him be East Coast because he worked with DMX. I was like, oh yeah, you're East Coast.
It's like, can you kill him? Because if you can kill him, you be what the fuck you want.
Meet someone famous from the past or someone famous in the present.
I don't give a fuck about nobody today. So we can go ahead and go with the past.
I mean, I think who I would want to meet still living, so I guess I'll say present.
I mean,
I'd rather meet them when they're in their prime. Like,
yeah, so take it to the past. Give me Alyssa Milano on Charmed. Woo!
yeah, what is she? She got to be like 50, close to 50.
Let's find out. She's 50. She's for sure 50. She's at least 50, and she's still a cutie, but she's crazy, though. She's like a lunatic 50. You know, like, super, like, I'm going to throw, like, blood on your fucking, or I'm throw paint on your fucking fur coat crazy. It's like, yo, Alyssa, chill, son. One of, like, someone we went to high school with, they named their daughter after Alyssa Milano. Yep, she's 50 on the dot.
Wow. Dang, that's crazy.
Okay, she's still married? Oh, she is. Fuck that dude.
Travel around the world or start a family?
Well, I got a family, so I'm gonna start it. Like, I'm already there. I don't, like, as much as I want to see things, I could travel around the world with my family. Fuck y'all.
I guess I'll say start a family.
Oh, she's done some trash movies. Fuck is wrong with you, girl? Never mind, I don't like her anymore. She make dumb decisions. Dummy.
Lose all thought or lose all feeling?
Lose all thought, or like I'll lose all feeling.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of my worst fears is like losing my mental faculties. Like, I'm terrified of like sitting there and talking to my daughter and not like understanding, but she's like pouring her heart out to me, and I'm just like a shell of a person. But then again, if I'm like all paralyzed, like fucking Stephen Hawkins, I'm not much use either. Can't fucking play basketball with her if I'm like that.
That's
Plus,
our
if
question.
she gets mad, she'll push me down the stairs in my wheelchair. I don't know. That's a bad question. I'm scared now.
This made me think of 30 Rotten Scoundrels when the dude, Steve Martin's pretending to be paralyzed. So the dude keeps
Ew.
hitting him with the stick in his legs and he's got to hold his face.
You know,
It doesn't hurt.
Rose McGowan was another one that I feel like, I don't know if she should have been on the list,
Well, there's some.
but
I was thinking because of the 90s, it was like when you said Friends, Jennifer Aniston.
yeah,
would
Jennifer
have definitely
Aniston.
been up there.
Jennifer Aniston for sure. I think Courtney Cox, you know, she has a place as well, but I don't know, maybe not on the list, but she's a dark horse. I mean,
Was
yeah, Lisa,
Angelina Jolie, was she in the 90s? She wasn't.
yes, she was. Well, she wasn't the like what we knew of her by like the, because she was in a couple movies, but like she became like the tour de force that she is in the 2000s. But fucking Lisa Bonet, come on, man, they sleeping now.
Oh.
Like who else? Like, I'm really just trying to find black chicks at this point because I'm mad that there was none on the list. Racist motherfuckers. Like, that list was white as fuck. They could at least got like Pocahontas. Yeah, like get us like a Native American on there. Fuck y'all. But yeah, I guess that's it. We ain't really got much more to do. Look at that, under 3 hours, son. It's the first time in like fucking 7 episodes. So good for us. I kind of feel like being a dick and dragging it out for the next fucking 20 minutes, but nah, we good. So thanks everybody, as always. If y'all got any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out to us. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve's at thor.bentley on Instagram. And collectively, you can find us at the Colompton Beer Club. Also,
Oh, yeah, we got to do that
on
draft.
Instagram. I'm down. Like, after we close out here, let's make a list. Let's make a list of, I want to say 30? 30. All right, 30. A list of 30. And we can use what was there too. And then we'll come back next week and do our draft. But yeah, sorry, I got interrupted because Steve's over here fucking lusting over the fucking
Nope,
phone.
I was just trying to remember names.
Dickhead.
A lot of these people I don't know.
Of course you don't. But yeah, so man, that's it. I forgot what I said, but thank you everybody. We love y'all. We appreciate the fuck out of y'all. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day, even though it's going to be late. And Juneteenth's going to be late too. But we still love y'all. And go leave us a review because y'all ain't been doing that. Y'all slacking. Otherwise, Steve,
Good soup.
bye, bitches.
Damn, that shit was dope.